Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Night Feature, the once a month time where I get to talk about all the favorite movies that I'm never allowed to talk about otherwise. Um, how's everyone doing today?
Pretty good.
Doing pretty good. Yeah.
First, let me introduce my amazing co-host. Um, we have the man whose rooftop Korean is his favorite gender. We have Chris Infinitail.
Tsumago Sumika. Yeah, how's it going, man?
Yes. Pretty good. Sorry, Hooded Raven. Sorry, brother. Um, he's like my ears. Also, hey Nathan. But last and certainly not least, we have the woman who always makes me feel a bit batty. We have the mistress of chips herself, Batty Girl Nix.
Hello. Yeah, I
So
went for rebranding.
yeah, she bought the race change transaction.
Yeah,
Species change, technically.
Yeah,
yeah.
species change.
The
Yeah.
new DLC.
All right, so we got two headlines we're going to talk about. We're going to briefly talk about the Superman, and then I have some self promo I want to do. But
Ooh.
who here has seen the Superman clip that was recently posted?
Oh, I've
Oh
seen.
yeah,
Of course, I've seen it. It's everywhere. Nobody will shut up about it.
yeah.
All right, you think I could get away with showing it?
I don't know. Warner Brothers might be
Question.
like, strike.
Warner Brothers is very strike happy from what I've seen, especially recently.
Hmm.
Well, they'll probably just get me on the back end, so I could probably get away with showing it on the stream. But like afterwards, I'll have to cut it out. LOL, I load the stream and I get greedy with that. But yeah, like oh gosh, remember the Mortal Monday teaser for like the home release, and they just
Oh
had
yeah.
Mortal Kombat in the streets.
Yep. Was that in Chicago when they filmed that?
I'm not sure.
Like the whole home of Midway and NetherRealms.
Perhaps. I think the clip is only on YouTube though. Yep, there we go.
Mortal Kombat.
All right, so let's see here. Video quality. Oh God, it's like potato quality, but
Oh no, it was
it's like
filmed on that.
270p. So maybe that'll help with like the copy
Yeah,
stuff.
the algorithm can't catch it.
Make it look like a potato.
All
Yeah.
right. So we're gonna fly close to the sun here.
Lex, I tried to stop him.
It's fine, Mother. Superman, we finally meet. Would you like a coffee?
Where's the dog?
Dog?
The dog, loser! You took the dog!
That's right, you get all of this.
Where's the dog?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
He's just a dog.
I don't know what dog you're talking about. Ugly dog in a cage? Oh, yeah, that's gonna be...
Lex, I tried to stop.
All right, so I'm just gonna be honest. I don't mind that. I think I saw like somebody on Reddit describe it as live action Superman the animated series, and
Yeah, well, I was gonna say too. I never got a chance to bring it up, mostly because I didn't really care on Twitter. Nobody's gonna see it, but like, if you watch Superman the animated series, like from the '90s, Superman had a temper in that, and I feel like a lot of people forget that. They
yeah,
go
it's
out
like
of their way
it's
to
not
show
just
that Clark wasn't
and it's
perfect.
and it's not just and it's not just okay, I had to do this. But like, there's so many examples of him doing the motion, like Superman 77, so many times in the comics, Smallville, like literally every iteration. Like the problem I have with a lot of Superman fans is they expect him to be this like stoic, always paragon of peace, and if that's your preferred version of Superman, that's fine. But the character has existed for over almost 100 years now. There's a lot of different versions of Superman, and none of
Yeah,
them
like,
are the one correct version.
like if you go into like the 50s and 60s after the Comics Code. If you read Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane or Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, Superman's a bit of a, and they coined a term for it, super dick.
I mean, hell, go back to the original run, from like the 1938 version. He is an asshole. He is like a certified like asshole in that like. And if you want to like, that's probably the closest to like the true Superman that's created like the original run, created by the original creators. Like that is like the purest form. So it's like I don't know what to say.
Superman being the big blue Boy Scout didn't really pop up until a little later. Like I'd say around 70s or 80s.
70s.
And the other thing is like
and...
we have an entire 4-film series of a guy who kills thousands of people because they kill his dog. That's okay. Like John Wick never got emotional. He did multiple times in the series. Okay, shut the F up.
Yeah, but like John Wick is a bad guy. His character was a hitman. Like he's part of the whole continent, like the whole underground assassins. Like he's a bad guy. That's not,
to me, that's a bit immaterial.
Like
the point is killing, like people justify my point is people excused killing thousands because they killed his dog. That's the whole entire crux of the series.
They didn't kill him because he didn't kill people because they killed his dog. They killed him because that was the last vestige of his wife. And it was a loose thread that when pulled unraveled an entire tapestry of a dysfunctional assassin's gangster lifestyle that he unleashed hell upon himself. Though what
I guess that's the reasoning. The point is they killed his dog and he killed thousands of people because of it.
Yeah,
so like, and like ask anybody who cares about their animals, especially dogs. Like in my opinion, Superman acting like and also it's very clear, like people are asking like, oh, we don't know the context of the scene. It's very clearly the context of the scene is there. He is trying to push Superman's buttons in order to film him and make him look bad.
Lex is literally doing what Lex does best.
The
man has mastered the art of schoolyard bullying. He's one of the very few people who can get under Clark's skin in a way nobody else can.
And hats off to Nicholas Hoult. Is doing a really good job with that.
Yeah. I got no problems with that. But for me, like I prefer the Paragon Superman who would have gone into the, like if he really was that pissed off, he probably wouldn't have shown it. Like they showed other clips of him like flipping his shit, screaming at Lois about some argument, and it's like, dude, like Superman isn't this emotionally unstable bitchy guy. Like he would have grabbed Lex, flown him up to the stratosphere, held him off by the scruff of his shirt, and said, I don't know if your shirt's going to hold you for this much longer.
I'm
but
not
you better
really
tell me where your
sure
dog is.
that sounds worse than what he did, honestly.
Yeah, well,
like,
the screaming, like I don't think so. I don't think it is because he's caused damage.
Like a temper tantrum and attempted murder.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is he just threw like we don't know like how much damage he could have done in that office by kicking open that entire door. Like that door flew through the freaking like almost destroyed a window.
It's very clearly this Superman is riled up because remember there's clips of Lex going into the Fortress of Solitude and like wrecking crap up, So like if we can infer the order of events, I'm not saying this is actually what happens. It's very clearly this is a Superman who's pushed. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine if someone came into your home, wrecked all your stuff, and then took your dog. You would be pissed too.
Yeah, but that's me. I'm not Superman. Like Superman is better than us. That's the point of Superman.
And this is where we're going to disagree because I prefer Superman to be a man.
But he's not. He's literally an alien from another planet.
He's an alien who's trying to be one of us. And he was raised as one of us.
Yeah, and he's the Ubermensch. He's better than us. It's called an aspirational or inspirational hero. It's what we strive to be.
That is your preferred version of Superman, and that is fine. I have a different preferred version, and mine is also fine. And that's kind of my point. We have different views on what Superman should be.
I prefer
Neither
what
of us are
Superman
wrong.
was. Well, I prefer what the one that I grew up with in the 70s and 80s. The Boy Scout, the be good, like the Paragon, the truth, justice, and the American way. I don't like the edgy assholes. Like I'm done with anti-heroes. They're cool. The 90s kind of started them, but like not everybody needs to be the Punisher. Not everybody needs to be Wolverine. Not everybody
I'm
needs
not.
to be Deadpool.
I think that's a bit extreme. I don't think this version is Homelander. I don't think they're trying to go for that.
No, Homelander isn't an anti-hero. Homelander is a villain.
No,
There's a
like
major difference there.
the edgy, like you convert, like you're talking about Superman and you kind of put him in the same league as a Punisher, and I'm like, a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Anyone else remember that episode from the animated series where Mxyzptlk brings Crypto back from like takes him out of the time before the explosion on Krypton, and then Superman's like, "What? No, bring him back. He's just a dog. He doesn't deserve that." And he's like, "Well." Like, and Mr. Mxyzptlk even says, like, it's his fate to die in that explosion. I can't just take him out of that.
Yeah.
And Clark has to let him go because he knows he's right. It wouldn't be right. It's Crypto's fate to die on Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he didn't beat the shit out of Mxyzptlk, whatever. So I could never get that guy's name. I hear it 1,000 times, and it just sounds like TV static to me.
I just want to say, having him played by Gilbert Gottfried in the animated was genius. That was like, I'm sorry, like, because he's supposed to be an annoying little crap, and having him played by like the Gremlin himself, Gilbert Gottfried, was genius.
Yeah, it's Puck from a Midsummer Night's Dream.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the movie. I'm gonna go see it. Honestly, I'm more excited for this movie than I am Fantastic Four. The more I see of that movie, the more I'm just like,
oh god.
Like all the actor talk aside, it just looks like Marvel slop.
It doesn't look very good to me either. I'm gonna say
it. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I stepped off at Endgame or was it Endgame or whatever the last one was. Because the Infinity, whatever that thing was, because like after Stage 4 of Marvel, it just nothing has even been remotely good.
I do want to state, I do find it hilarious that like the path for both of these movies are reversed. I started out being not really sure about Superman, but the more I saw it, the more I was sure. I started off really sure about Fantastic Four, but the more I saw it, the less sure I got. So like my enthusiasm flipped.
What's the point of having Sue be the leader anyway? In the comics, she's undoubtedly their most powerful member. You don't need her to also be the leader. That's Reed's job.
Yeah, it's just the modern agenda. Like all the dudes are all flawed and she's perfect, and the only reason why she's got any flaws is because it's self-doubt and just believe in yourself. And you know what was the Miss Marvel plot? Isn't that what it was basically? Like she was like this super god, basically, and the only thing that was holding her back was some evil, manipulative man telling her she can't do things. And it's like, this is so tiring. Like, it makes me not interested in these characters. Like, I love flawed characters. Don't get me wrong. Even though I, say that I like the Paragon Superman, I love flawed characters, but like, that's because I love like character arcs. They go through change, they grow.
Well, speaking of flawed characters, especially of the female superhero variety, I'm sorry you gave me the segue. You set me up, you sucker. Screecher number 4 signups are now live. We will be launching October 3rd live on this channel.
Nice.
Follow the link and you can sign up to be notified when we go live. Also, here is the full cover by our Irene. We already have 11 followers. That is really, really freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And I got a little kind of, just like, right, like kind of like this is what's been happening, and then, share some art. Oh God, this comic's going to be really good. If you could see what Forrester's been doing. Hood of Raven, we'll briefly talk about that before moving on. But yeah. So this is live, and sign up to be notified. At 20 followers, I will drop another Screecher page. So if you want to see another full Screecher page, get me there. And if if you get me there tonight, I will drop it. So you'll get 2 pages today if you want that. I did drop a full page on the Twitters earlier, but yep, we'll be having a trailer come August, September-ish. So you got to work out those details. But Yeah, and also we're gonna have another cover drop next Wednesday. I have done the cover. I just need to send the final payment to the artist. Waiting on the first for that. But Nyx and Chris, you've seen the alternate one. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
The tribute one.
Oh yeah.
And that what? How's it look?
Yeah, I like it, man.
Great.
I think that's the homage is spot on.
Yeah, it came out really well. And that was done by the original Screecher artist, Brian Hughes. I was happy to bring him back. But this one's done by Irene, and she just, oh my God. And I am working on volume 2. I literally finished the script for issue 7 last night. Volume 2 is going to be 5 issues, and I'm hoping to have this artist do the interiors. Imagine the interiors done by this artist.
There you go. Yeah, looks almost like an animated, like animation cell.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were trying to do with that, like go for a BTAS look. But we're gonna kind of cover this topic real quick and then move on to the main event.
Mhm.
Supposedly that was done as a joke by James Gunn, but I'm like, it'll be really childish if that's the case.
Mm.
I want to say I think they did my boy Guy dirty. That one teaser scene where you see him kind of like use his power ring to literally flip off like a bunch of like military dudes, and they go flying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Guy's an asshole, but he wouldn't typically willingly put civilians in harm's way.
Mm.
He wouldn't put civilians in harm's way, but I could totally see him creating a middle finger construct. That is totally something Guy would do.
Yeah, no, but like I mean, not flip off as in flip the bird. I mean, like he just sends
Yeah,
them
he
flying.
swiped him away.
That yeah, I agree with that. But create like a middle finger construct is it's like
That's that's Guy. That is Guy. This is a man who got Batman to just straight up punch him in the face multiple times.
To be fair, Guy has a very punchable face.
Well, especially with a bowl cut now.
Oh gosh. So yeah, let's move on to the main event. Mortal Kombat. A movie that honestly is a bit of an enigma for me because it came out in an era where we weren't really getting video game movies, but the ones we did get were kind of crap. This was always the shining example of like a good video game movie, and it kind of does hold up. And for a lot of it, there's a lot to commend with this movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mortal Kombat, the OG Mortal Kombat, was basically a ripoff of a movie to begin with. It was based off of Enter the Dragon, you know?
And this
And
movie, and that's what I'm saying. It's like the script was probably very easy to write because it's a tournament, and a tournament naturally lends itself to good storytelling.
and it had a manageable cast too. You know,
Yeah.
it's why Street Fighter will never make a good movie. Like, I know they're doing live action and shit, but like, if you do a Street Fighter movie, just focus on Ryu or just focus on Ken and Ryu or something.
And
When you
this is
start bringing in, oh, sorry.
And this is kind of the problem between like Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's characters have very distinctive character designs.
Mhm.
Street Fighter's problem is a lot of the characters tend to blend together, or they have more like realistic kind of designs. Whereas Mortal Kombat has varied and like a lot of different designs.
Well, that and like they tried to shoehorn. Remember that awful Jean-Claude Van Damme film? They tried to shoehorn these characters into these roles that they didn't need. Like Dalsim was never a doctor. Like that whole scene where he like suddenly like the place is on fire and suddenly he like gets into his little yoga underwear, and I laughed my ass off when I saw that. Or like E Honda's a cameraman and Balrog is, and I was like, that's not even.
And yeah, I think comparing the Street Fighter movie and Mortal Kombat movie is fair because they did come out around the same time. But the other thing is this movie, which really surprised me, is it's kind of like even ahead of movies even now. This is a movie that's not ashamed of its source material. Like it is very proud to be a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
I think my only problem
One
with
second.
the movie.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think my only problem with the movie is Liu Kang just says flawless victory at the end, but like I watched the fight, Liu Kang. You were getting your ass beat. That ain't
There
no
is a
flawless victory.
there is a lot
Tagline.
there is a lot of that. Like they say that at
Full
to end of fucking
praise.
fights. That's what I like is the costumes are essentially 1-1. And you even got like Goro, like with the animatronic arms. Like
Yeah, that,
there was
that
a
must
lot
have
of
been a
effort.
nightmare.
And like even the music, like it felt like it was from the video game almost. It felt like it could have been like the video game soundtrack kind of thing.
Yeah. My only gripe with it was from a aesthetic perspective. What the hell did they do to Scorpion's throwing like his rope dart? They made it like this weird like over CG, like the CGI didn't work even back then. It was this weird like
It was
snake
not
dragon thing.
Reptile's the worst. Reptile's the worst.
Yeah, that was terrible
Reptile,
too.
R.I.P..
But like the fact that like the thing grew out of his hand, it's a weapon, dude. A rope dart or is a real weapon. Like you don't need to make all this weird. Like I get what
Like
they.
he's already running on like demon magic. Like
Yeah,
knowing about the game,
exactly.
he makes the rope dart appear with his like hell magic or whatever.
Yeah, they could have done something where it bamfed in like Nightcrawler from the X-Men movies, where it's like comes out all cindery and sparking out of nowhere, and he just throws it that way. Like that would have been cool. But like the whole weird rubbery dragon thing, I was like, that is the dumbest thing. And they're like, get over here, get down here. And I'm like, oh, come on.
They had to do the get over here. They had to do that.
No, but the get down here, I'm like, he never says that.
I do want to note though, while we're on the topic of Scorpion, Shiva from Screecher is actually directly inspired by Scorpion. Like I even gave her the rope dart because of Scorpion.
Nice.
And the issue 2 cover where like they're just kind of looking at each other like this is actually a Mortal Kombat tribute.
Oh, cool.
So more like it kind of works because Mortal Kombat was a bit of an inspiration. Like it has some influence on Screech, so I wanted to bring it up.
That's cool.
But yeah, like like the thing about that, the only biggest critique I have is this suffers like a similar problem that a lot of martial arts movies have, where it's like they bookend the story at the beginning and the end, but the middle is just like scene after scene after scene of fight scenes without story. But don't get me wrong, each scene is breathtaking. Like the action is great, even like the Scorpion fight, like it's well done, kind of thing. Like the whole chase through the forest is beautiful. Teleport to the hell dimension. Like for 95, I think it looks pretty passable.
Yeah, it also made Sub-Zero a lot scarier. Like, you know what I mean? He was because I was a kid when that game came out. Like I literally remember seeing that for the first time in the arcade when he ripped someone's head off, and I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. But like he was like he was the El Cheapo character. He was the character, if you didn't know how to play the game, that was the character you went for because he could freeze you and stuff. So everybody played him, and him or Scorpion. But when you see him in the movie, and it's like he's not only just throwing like snowballs at you to freeze, like he's like freezing the environment around and like turning people's limbs to ice and stuff. Like that was cool.
That was one of those things where like the new movie I think also got right. I think the new movie did Sub-Zero very well. Like I think they even made him like even scarier in the new movie. But yeah,
he's like one of the White Walkers from Game of Thrones. Like he just touches you and you freeze. Like that's cool.
And I will say, having Christopher Lambert play Raiden,
Genius casting.
Yeah, like, it's obvious they wanted a big name, like something to put on the posters, and he is totally wrong for the role. He is like the worst, the wrong actor for the role. But god dang it, he makes it entertaining.
Yeah, he chews every scene he's in.
Like that stupid laugh he does. It's
yeah.
Like, you could just tell Christopher Lambert just did not give a frick. He was just there to have fun.
But like he was perfect because he got one of the best lines at the end where they're like, "Oh, so you knew you would we'd defeat Shao Kahn?" And he's like, "No, I had no idea."
Yeah, man.
And he says it so happily too. Like, "Nah, I was just kind of going on a bet here."
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Cage is great.
Oh yeah, They
Lyndon
cast
Ashby.
perfectly.
One of the things I think that makes this movie work as well as it does is the time it was made. Because 95, you're still at the height of like the Hong Kong Hollywood invasion. Because like
Yeah.
all of the martial arts film that came out in the 70s and the 80s, you had filmmakers that grew up with that, you know, like the Quentin Tarantino's of the world. You're starting to see that, like, you know, them infiltrate Hollywood in like the late 80s, 90s. And it started like you had that even in the early 2000s. I think The Matrix was like the height of like Hong Kong and Hollywood kind of thing. But like even in 95, it was at the height of that. You had like Jackie Chan movies are coming out. Like everyone loved Hong Kong cinema. And Hollywood was desperate to incorporate Hong Kong cinema into Hollywood. And I think it made a lot of those movies really nice. And Mortal Kombat especially benefited from that because you had actors like the Shang Tsung actor, you know, a trained martial artist. So it's really telling when you look at this film and you compare it to the most recent one. The fights are so different.
Yeah.
Because like modern cinema has to account for, all right, we casted this actor because he's kind of attractive, he looks cool for the role, but he can't fight, so we're gonna have to cut around it.
Yeah.
Versus like the Liu Kang actor who looked exactly like Liu Kang, perfect. Like, oh my god, ripped straight from the game.
Well, I was surprised they didn't actually hire Ho Sung Pak, who played Liu Kang in the video games, to play the role of Liu Kang in the film, because Ho Sung Pak was already in Drunken Master 2. You know, he's not only is a badass martial artist, but like he's got acting chops in big movies.
That's the thing. Like, none of the actors really went on to do anything. Like, obviously, Christopher Lambert was already a star.
Yeah.
But like none of the actors really. I mean, I think they may have been in a few other things, but like, also fun fact. Do you know how we think of Kano as Australian?
Yeah, it's because of Trevor Goddard.
It's because of this movie. Because before, Kano was like this vaguely Asian kind of person.
Yeah, it was Richard DeVizio.
They hired this actor, and he's like, he wanted to use his Australian accent, and I think it works. I think Kano being Australian is just great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the nut punch is like peak 90s. That is peak 90s. That is like a peak 90s like moment right there.
Those are $500 sunglasses, asshole. Oh!
And then I love he's like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah. You punch dragon nards.
Yeah, it and I love how he just doubled over for like a good 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, instead of like the bear that got shot.
It is like pure Looney Tunes comedy, but like it kind of works, honestly. Also, I love that the entire plot of this movie is just Shang Tsung wants to bone Sonya. That's like the biggest motivator for this entire movie is he's simping for Sonya.
Yeah. Your soul is mine.
He wants something else to be his foot bonk.
Yeah.
I tried to play legitimately. Oh god, yeah. I suck at Mortal Kombat, but I've always loved the mythology and the characters, honestly. Also, hey Jason.
Hey.
The one character plays MTV. Actually, the one that played Johnny Cage, he's an MTV Teen Wolf. Oh, MTV Teen Wolf Iron Man 3?
Yeah,
oh,
Lyndon Ashby. Yeah.
I do like, I think it was like Mortal Kombat 11.
He was also
They actually did.
Slasher movie.
They actually did bring back the original actors.
Yep.
And they had skins and voice packs from them. I thought that was nice.
Well, let's just say that when they got the actress that played Sonya from the from the movie in there, it was a huge improvement because, oh my God, Ronda Rousey cannot voice act. Oh no, Prometheus! Like it's terrible.
I wish they bring back Carrie. I wish they bring back Carrie Hoskins. To do
oh my God! Yeah,
please scan that beautiful face.
That game, I just was like, I can't. I need to die.
She cannot act. Like, Oh god.
That and well, in Mortal Kombat 1, they actually got Jean-Claude Van Damme to play Johnny Cage. They have a Jean-Claude Van Damme skin with his voice, and it's because when they were originally designing the Mortal Kombat video game,
Bloodsport.
they envisioned it as a Jean-Claude Van Damme vehicle. They wanted him in it, and he at the last minute said nope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see here. Trying to think like the Katana actor is a bit weird. She's a beautiful woman. Like she looks freaking gorgeous. Her acting
Wooden.
wouldn't, but like it's not like it's like just barely above passable, if you know what I mean. Like I don't know. I do think the trio.
It's not an F. It's more like a C or D acting.
Yeah.
I will say
It passes.
your main trio of like Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya, they were great. They had great chemistry. They were all really great.
Well,
I do love how she fights Kano, and she's got the leg locks. And,
yeah.
and, you know, it's like, give me a break. Okay. You know.
Yeah. She didn't do her fatality there, but yeah, I mean it
Kano
works.
died in a way many men would love to die.
Yeah, death by snoo snoo. But like
they would love to die between a woman's legs.
yeah, I think a lot of what helped that first film though is that in the original Mortal Kombat roster, it was small enough that you had a consolidated cast that made sense. I mean, when they started doing the Annihilation and they just started throwing random characters in there just to make them cameo, like, it was so stupid.
One thing I noticed, like we all clown on the "Too bad you shall die," but like there's a moment where Shang Tsung says the exact same line, "Too bad you shall die," and even does a pause. But because the actor is just such a good actor, he makes it work. It's not the line that's the problem; it's the delivery.
Yeah. It's just the entirety. Like the second movie was so late. Like I'm glad Christopher Lambert just like, totally checked out of that one, and they had Dexter's dad as Raiden. But like,
oh God,
it was like that. Yeah, it was so bad, dude. Like I couldn't. I think it took me 3 times to sit through that thing because it was that bad.
Did you ever watch Mortal Kombat Legacy?
Is that the YouTube series?
Yeah, and it's actually semi-official because it started out as a fan film, but then
it had Jerry Ryan in it.
Oh, it had lots of people. Like Jax was played by Michael Jai White.
Oh yeah.
1 second. I think I have the Blu-ray. I'm gonna go grab it. Second season sucks. I'm just gonna say, second season of Mortal Kombat Legacy sucks. It's where they do the actual tournament. But like the first season is actually really good.
Well, there was a series of a Mortal Kombat series. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's
this
great.
is like the first season is legit good. I it's basically just like vignettes of all the characters, but it's really good. And I do recommend you check out the first season. They have Blu-rays. It's on YouTube. You can go watch it. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's another Mortal Kombat series that took place in the past that starred Kristana Loken as one of the female characters. It had Kung Lao, the dude with the hat, the razor hat. He was in it.
Yeah.
And there was this pirate guy, and they were all like it was like a prequel series of for Mortal Kombat, the first one. So it was like it didn't have Liu Kang or any of that stuff. And yeah, it just kind of disappeared. Like a lot of people don't remember it, but I remember sitting through that, and it was actually pretty good.
Oh, there was a bunch of Mortal Kombat media. Like there's a cartoon. There's even a live action TV show. At one point.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
And there's even been like some direct-to-video ones more recently that Beth's kind of been going on.
Those animated ones? Yeah.
Yeah, I will say the most recent one I thought was okay. If we're gonna do like an A to B scale, this movie is probably an A- for me. It's good, not perfect. But I would say the most recent one is probably a solid B.
The one that just came out where they shoehorned in like this weird character Cole that never existed in the games.
Yeah, and he's just there's a lot of good about that movie. I think they did a lot of good with character designs, but it is
could not.
flawed.
Dude, I hate it. Like, I thought some of the casting was good, but the story, the plotting, and everything, and like the unnecessary addition of the Cole character, like that ruined it for me. Like, if you want to make a good Mortal Kombat
also
movie,
they really overcomplicated the lore. It's like, oh, if you're picked for the tournament, you get this tattoo, and you unlock an Arcana superpower, and if somebody kills you, they get the tattoo. It's like, it's so needless.
Yeah. Well, like, honestly, to me, what would have made a really good Mortal Kombat was film is you got that guy, something Sonata there that played in the Shogun series. You know, like if you had him as Scorpion, which he was an older guy. You know.
Oh yeah, he was. I loved him as Scorpion.
Yeah. So make a period movie that takes place in China or Japan, because you know Shirai. First of all, it's not Shirai Ryu. That's like the most insulting like American pronunciation.
Also, the Sub-Zero, they very clearly stated with Bi-Han. So
so Chinese ninja.
So the other Sub-Zero can come in and be the good one.
Yeah, but like, do a history movie with Bi-Han and Hanzo Hasashi there, and have
that opening
Hanzo...
sequence was amazing.
Yeah, just make that the movie, and you would have had an awesome Mortal Kombat movie.
Here's my.
I'm just glad it wasn't Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Yeah.
Oh. No. We got to do it's going to be Mortal Kombat Mythologies.
Oh no, where Sub-Zero's having like a seizure trying to breathe.
Here's what I would do. It's the first Mortal Kombat movie, and it takes place back in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of thing, and you have a lot of characters. See, what I just want to say, one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat is Stryker. He is the only one who's smart enough to bring a gun to a martial arts tournament. I love that. I just love that idea. It's like, everyone here is just throwing kicks. I'm just going to use my gun.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right, Nix, Jason wants you to bonk him.
I can't.
Yes, her powers have been stripped from her, unfortunately. Trying to think of the Sub-Zero fight was good. Yeah, honestly, like all the fights were good, well choreographed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's paced out like a tournament movie, you know. So that's for better or for worse, honestly.
Yeah, it's just Enter the Dragon with its own little like twists in there.
Yeah. I just wish we would have gotten an opportunity for Raiden to actually fight. That would have been so cool.
Yeah. It's weird how passive he was in this one.
Passive? Weird?
Yeah.
No, that's Raiden in a nutshell.
Well, like in the video games.
God.
Yeah, that's like he was used, but like in the video games, Raiden was always my favorite character because I love the fact that he'd be like, you know, and he'd like electrocute. Like I actually preferred the Super NES censored fatality over the OG fatality because the OG fatality was this lazy head pop where he just goes and the dude's head pops off and it's just a little bit of blood. Whereas in the Super NES, he actually electrocutes the guy so much that he turns him into an ashen skeleton, and then it turns into a pile, and the skull lands on the pile. Like, I was like, that's actually more violent, but okay.
I kind of mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but I wanted to elaborate here. The Sally Aaron Black, where your name's on the bullet, was freaking cool.
Yeah, that was cool. See,
this film does something that a lot of modern video game films still don't do. This film is not afraid of its source material. Like it fully embraces, like even like Sonic, even like the modern Sonic movies, Detective Pikachu, like basically any good video game movie, still has this like twinge of like, oh yeah, we're making a video game movie. We know it's kind of weird. They're like, we're making a video game movie. We're making Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they didn't show, like. Well, that's the thing with millennial writing, though, is like millennials are always like aloof, and they always like. I like it ironically, or like I can put the
irony poisoned. I hear it's. I think.
Oh my god! Yeah. I'm writing a thesis about this, or like an essay, whatever you want to call it.
We can't.
Nice.
I can't wait. Yeah. And if you ever want to make it a topic, you're welcome to Nick's. But yeah. I don't know. It's like there's just something about like having a ridiculous thing and embracing it. Like, I have this like Aquaman Iron Man character called Eco Ray, you know, and the finale of the first book is they're trying to drive a truck with a shipping container full of C4 into a building. Okay, and he's fighting this guy who's half man, half dolphin, and he like when he clicks, he does like a sonic boom kind of thing. So and this character is like water control power, so he like takes all the fire hydrants, makes them explode, and like lifts it up, and so he's got the enemy off the ground. So he lifts the shipping container, and he rides it back into the bay like he's like like surfing on it kind of thing. And it's like the most ridiculous thing, but I play it like he's just having the time of his life. And I'm like, come on, embrace the coolness, I don't know. I refuse to call myself a millennial. I am Gen Y. Yeah, Jason, I'm with you because like I think millennials more so than any other generation are really split into two parts. Like that's why you have like terms elder millennial. Because like the millennials kind of born in like the 80s as opposed to the 90s. They do have a different feel because the later millennials are just prototype Zoomers, in my opinion.
Man. Yeah. Well, I noticed it when I was, in entertainment media or whatever, and there's all these like spoiled rich kid, hotshot millennial kids that came in, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write edgy and comedy and everything's ironic, and it's like, dude, you've never lived. Like, what do you honestly have to write about? You're a spoiled piece of shit that never lived life. Everything was handed to you. Mm-hmm. Never had to struggle. You've never like look at Tolkien, man. The guy was literally writing the Silmarillion and all that stuff in the trenches of World War I.
Literally in the trenches.
Yeah.
He had a notebook.
Yeah, and these kids who've never lived life, and they're like, yeah, that's the other thing. Like, this like the OK Boomer stuff that they created, where it's like, I'm gonna disrespect my elders because I'm smarter than them. Like, how immature does that make? You know what I mean?
To be fair, a lot of the like stereotypical boomers are entitled pieces of crap.
Well, they may be, but like, I know age doesn't necessitate wisdom, but respect your elders.
But
this
youth
is the basic.
What is it? Age is no guarantee of wisdom, and youth is no guarantee of innovation.
Well, this day and age, youth is just like it's right out of Mao Zedong's red book stuff, where it's like the bourgeois or whatever, the elderly, they're all adhering to like the something dogma or whatever, and like they should be discredited. Like the youth are the smart ones, and it's like, have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? The smarter you.
I don't want to go like this. I don't really kind of like this path. Let's kind of go somewhere else with this.
Well, that's where I'm going with your millennial writing, and that's where we see all that hipster snark shit. That I'm smarter than everybody. See, and it's tiring. It makes it so I don't want to watch stuff anymore.
Yeah, like
yeah.
And I know what I said earlier, but I do agree. Like the thing is, the problem is the OK Boomer stuff is just delivered with this like smug smile that
condescension. Yeah, that's what it is. Like I can't remember what her name was, but there was a video that I watched where she was talking about like, look at the way these wackos when they argue, and it's always like when they're pushing their weird agenda stuff, like they got the wide eyes so you can see their full irises, and it's always this like curled to the side of their mouth because it's the smugness, and it's like it's almost cultish, like where it's like,
yeah. And the one way to tell you're arguing with someone doesn't know what I'm talking about, when they're losing the fight, they'll just slap a pejorative label on you.
Yep, it's all ad hominems. Yep.
I think there's a phrase like arguing with these people is like playing chess with a pigeon. You can make the best moves in the world, but they'll just flip over the board, and then just strut over it like they won.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I just don't even argue anymore. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like,
yeah,
and then block.
Yeah, I don't care. if they do like, ha ha, I got them to block me, I'm so awesome. Here, take your pathetic little win. I don't even see it. I don't even know you did it.
It's not even a win.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't have to deal with you anymore.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
not a
better.
win. Yeah,
I've already
dude,
forgotten your name.
congratulations, you've now just shrunk your microcosm. Like, that's not a win. Like, I don't know how they're it's like Wimp Low. We teach him wrong because it's funny. You know, it's like, dude, you just made somebody not want to listen to you and they blocked you. That's not a good thing. That means that there are fewer people now listening to your crap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan of the block button. If, you know, you want to fill my timeline full of crap. You're
Yeah,
gone.
I just feel I don't like the people who act like blocking is like this like evil thing. Like, oh, just use the mute button. No, because if I mute them, they can still comment on my stuff, and I don't get alerted to it. Like, they can still spread misinformation on my profile.
Yeah.
Like, I had one creator who I had blocked like a year prior. I don't know, you know, guys might have seen this. He did this whole thing like, oh, I don't know why he blocked me. I did so much stuff for him, and created a like whole little mini drama until I shut it down pretty much instantaneously. But like,
Yeah.
God dang, ain't playing chess with you. I did not create that phrase. I'm just merely repeating it, so I'm not going to take credit for, you know, being smart or anything. I'm just, you know.
Yeah. Well, they do you a favor if they block you. If they block you, it's like, okay, I don't have to see your shit anymore. See ya.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trash took
I mean, hell, I collect blocks like Pokemon cards. I literally have a folder, like when someone blocks me, like I screenshot it and I put it into a Dropbox folder that I call scalps.
Yeah, it's just
yes,
honestly,
I'm collecting scalps, aka blocks. Like I'm very on the nose with it.
But like if somebody is, if their whole, like, again, going back to like the argument stuff, like I've made arguments where I thought it was in good faith, and then I started seeing like they start calling me names, like, you know, all sorts
I love
of, like,
it when they insult me. I love it when they pull up the insults. Like, what? Well, I won.
Yeah, well, it's like when they accuse me of being like you know, a white supreme, you know, and I'm like, really? Which part of me, you know? Which part of me falls into that? And it's like, oh, you just lost the argument, and now.
But don't you know Asians are like Schrodinger's white people?
Yeah, exactly. Well, so is it the other part of my ethnic background? Apparently, they're white when they want to, defend crap, and then they're not when. And it's like, no, like I don't play that game. Like, you know, when they argue that crap, I'm like, well, you know, you're out, done, see you.
Nix, what's your take on all this?
I think, honestly, if you have to resort to calling people names, you probably lost the fight.
Yeah.
Bow out gracefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when the insults come out, I get very happy because I mean, it is a bird app, so. But let's get this back to Mortal Kombat instead of the blood sports on Twitter. Let's talk about the blood sports where it matters in video games.
Kumite. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when this movie came out. Basically, because like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat were kind of around the same time. My dad didn't want me to go to. My dad took me to see Mortal Kombat, but he didn't want me to go to Street Fighter because it had curse words in it. Yet Mortal Kombat was a heck of a lot more violent. I don't understand his logic. I don't understand my dad's logic. But
yeah, exactly, Jason. Like, yeah, where do I fit? Yeah.
I mean, I'm part Irish, so it's like, where's my reparations?
Well, apparently, according to someone, you're part. You now have the N pass. You can celebrate on Juneteenth.
No, we are not going there. We're just gonna scoot right past that. Brown? Are you okay, buddy? You're having a bad day. What's going on? Talk to us. So while we wait for him to respond, what are some of your other favorite moments in this movie?
Anything to do with Johnny Cage.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to carry your bags? Okay.
Throws him in the water. Yeah. Thought he was the help. because he's like Hollywood royalty or something.
Yeah, and you hit like the whole like 5,000 bags or whatever. Okay, on that point, if you're a parent taking your kid to GameStop, you get the Mortal Kombat or Grand Theft Auto. I mean, depends on what time frame it is. Like, if it's like 2003, that's basically Mortal Kombat Deception versus Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Vice City.
Well, the whole ESRB thing failed. You know, the Entertainment Software Ratings Board.
It was never supposed to like succeed. It was just supposed to get them off their backs.
Well, it was designed. It was a compromise so that the industry could police itself instead of having the government come in and do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, lazy parents and people who don't really care just allowed their kids to play M-rated games where we literally said this is not for people under the age of like 17 or whatever. And you got 8-year-olds playing Grand Theft Auto or Mortal Kombat, and it's like, see, it doesn't work. It's like it doesn't work because you don't adhere to it.
Yeah, it's literally illegal to sell an M-rated game to someone under 18. Literally illegal. You know, it's like selling cigarettes to a minor kind of thing.
Yeah, or R-rated movie, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you know, the parents are like, why are these kids playing it? Because you specifically bought it for them.
Yep. Well, all their friends bought it, so, and it's like, well, then you're part of the problem. Like, congratulations.
If all of their friends were getting hooked on an injectable happy plan,
Yeah.
you know, like if they were feeling really popping, I'm trying so hard not to say the actual word.
It's kind of funny too because I remember even my younger brother was playing Grand Theft Auto, and then because I didn't live with my mother or my father, I lived with my grandmother. I was like, okay, well, my brother's playing, you know, mom's letting him. She goes, yeah, well, I don't like it because it's very violent and it's crude and it's not for you. You're too young for it, and so is he. But I don't have any control over him, do I? And I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I am so glad that she did because she was right. Like, I go to a friend's house, their younger siblings are playing it too. And I'm sitting here like, I went to like a very strict Christian family's place once. I was friends with the daughter. And I go in, her younger brother is playing Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, this doesn't seem right to me.
Are there kids who are mentally capable of handling violent media? Yes, of course. I have met plenty of kids who are raised on like the bloodiest slasher films ever, and they are perfectly well-adjusted adults. You know, I've met tons of those people. You know, are there kids who played those violent video games as kids, and they're perfectly well-adjusted adults? Yes. But here's the thing. That is a case-by-case basis decision made by the parent. You know, if a parent decides, hey, my kid can mentally handle these games, and they decide, then that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. But not every kid is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I for me, like, I had terrible parents. Like, honestly, I was exposed to things that I probably shouldn't have been at a very young age. And, you know, I don't know if it affected me positive or negatively. I've never killed anybody that you can prove. And I've never done anything that's like overly violent.
In Minecraft.
Yeah, in Minecraft. But like, that doesn't mean that, like, you know, what my parents did was okay or whatever. But like, at the same time, what's the point of rating a game or a movie or whatever if nobody adheres to it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just seems like a lot of wasted space, and it ruins the covers of games. I mean, come on. I don't need to see a giant E for everyone or an M or whatever on a video game cover. Damn it.
Quick aside, like, how many kids in the 90s, when they wanted to buy an album that was parental advisory, when they were like handing it like hey mom, can we buy this song, you know, like the fingers would be over it, or like when you'd be in the checkout, you'd like put a magazine or something over the parental advisory so your parents couldn't see it. Like, how many kids did that?
Do you remember the stickers on the VHS tapes for anime that's like not
Wait,
for
wait,
kids.
wait. We have an accusation here. Chris, can you confirm or deny that you secretly tortured small animals?
It's you can't torture the willing. BDSM for chipmunks.
Oh, God.
But
Jesus.
hey, they
By the
went
way,
there.
Chris is joking. Chris is joking. Okay.
That's right. Or am I?
You see, these fists are rated E for everyone.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, like there was that sticker on the VHS cassettes that had the frowny kid face. It said "not for kids." You know, imagine like an 8-year-old hands his mom a VHS. He's like, "Mom, can we get Ninja Scroll?"
See, like I do something
Sure.
similar. I do something similar with my comics. Like I always make sure to put for mature audiences only on my comic, on like the samurai comics. You
Mhm.
know, like in big bold letters on my comics. Like if you look at the Turn Samurai covers, I put for mature audiences only on them because that way, if the parents get mad at me, I'm like, "Did you look at the cover? It literally says for mature audiences only on it." Let me grab a cover. I can kind of show you.
Yeah,
But,
but parents will still find some reason to complain, make it your fault.
well, they can suck my big fat pencil. How about that? Oh, I was about to say something else, and I'm like, Nick, please keep it like semi PG-13 at least.
I'm actually very lucky because before I started introducing my now 4-year-old and 6-year-old nieces to horror games through Let's Players, I went ahead and I asked their mom first. And she's on the younger side, right? Like she's early to mid 20s, I'd say.
All right.
So she's pretty cool with it.
So, let's get to this. So this is the Turn Samurai #4 cover, and like, yeah, literally right at the bottom, it says mature audiences only. You cannot miss that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, shout out to Neff for making amazing covers. I want to say that. Anyway, I do love this movie. Was one of the first ones my parents bought me. Grew up playing Trilogy. I only played Trilogy like a couple of times. Isn't it essentially like Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate or whatever?
Well, no, it's every Mortal Kombat character from all three games, all of the stages, and characters from the first one through the second one that never had like the dial combos or whatever suddenly got the combos, and there's a whole bunch of new fatalities. One of my former coworkers worked on it, and his photo is one of the grayscale faces you see for the credits.
All right, so unfortunately, Nyx has to go because girl's getting hungry and she needs to satiate herself.
Yeah.
What's for
Bye-bye.
dinner, Nyx? What's for dinner?
Bacon and cheeseburgers.
Oh, go, enjoy.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, God, that's making me hungry.
Oh gosh, yeah.
See yous.
See you
Have a
next
good
week.
one.
So Nyx will return next week. We'll do Captain America: The First Avenger. But all right, well, let's kind of get back to this. Shoot, like, oh my God! So you weren't able to do it in the NES game. Who played the Newgrounds game where you got to shoot the dog?
Yeah, root.
He was such a like snooty little crap, you know.
Laughed at you. Yeah, miss.
You know, like he's giggling at you. No wonder you wanted to shoot the dog. And it should be just bacon, and more bacon.
Yes.
I love bacon, but you can have too much of a good thing. I'll just say that. Oh gosh. I've never seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Should I?
No, it's not good. It's real bad.
But yeah, I guess we'll kind of talk about so the most recent one. Like I thought it was okay. And I will say I am excited for Carl Urban as the new Johnny Cage.
Johnny. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. It's a little
Yeah,
old, but yeah.
I don't know who else would you cast as Johnny Cage. Like, if they were doing this in the 2000s, I could maybe see Tom Cruise.
I'd go with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, that's who it was based off of.
Yeah. And John Claude can still move pretty well, but he's really old.
Yeah.
I can't believe like he didn't do Mortal Kombat, but he did Guile.
I know. How it's like, what do you got against Midway? Jeez.
Also, I love that for the character representing America, they got the most Frenchest Frenchman ever, who's literally going through the movie with like the thickest French accent.
Yeah, I am the muscles from Brussels. Yeah, I think it's Belgian, but yeah, like the whole like weird accent, it's like how is that like, American represented? Like, yeah, that's not an American accent I've ever heard.
Johnny Cash is Johnny Cage.
Oh,
What?
Hurt myself today.
I hurt Scorpion today to see if he bled lava.
Yeah, that's how he heard
I
himself.
focus on the skull, the only thing that isn't CGI.
Yeah.
Oh no, oh Parrot Head, what have you done? No, Parrot Head, we're not doing. Oh, gosh. So you know that like the whole bacon argument thing we had. I'm downloading the picture right now. It's appropriate at least. So I'll just say Parrot Head. I do appreciate it. Like it's not a stream unless you're just getting harassed by Parrot Head and he sends you images during your stream. I mean, come on. All right. Let's see here. All right. So this is what Parrot Head sent us. We're getting spammed.
Spam. Spammity spam. This is like Indian food. It's chickpeas and lintos. Like,
No, I thought this was from Hawaii for a second.
yeah, all the spam.
Yeah, you can actually buy a spam burger at the McDonald's.
Oh God.
Where can I get this T-Rex burger? Wouldn't it be kind of like a little bit rocky because T-Rex meat is a bit fossilized nowadays?
You're eating a bone.
No, too easy. I met Johnny Cage, but said Cash himself. It still works. Oh God, yes. Yeah, it is. I think the reason why it's so popular in Hawaii is because of all the vets from World War II who moved there, especially the Japanese.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a large Japanese population in Hawaii.
Hmm.
In fact, did you know? They even had a large Japanese population even during like 30s and 40s. So like to do reconnaissance, sometimes the Japanese would like call a dentist who was like across the base, and they say, "Hey, could you look out the window and tell me how many ships are parked in Pearl Harbor?" And be like, "Oh yeah, there's like 3 of them. There's like a destroyer or whatever, you know." T-Rex burger from Wendy's. See, Hooded Raven. Okay, Hooded Raven is from my area, so like only him and I will get this. Ever since they closed the Wendy's on Belleville Road, I've had less of a desire to Wendy's because I'd have to drive all the way out to Rossville Road to get to Wendy's, and I often don't want to do that. But that's only like if you get the local stuff. Like, sorry, this is weird. It's like we're on like a worldwide live stream right now and just talking about like uber local stuff. It's weird.
The Detroit, yeah.
Oh, this isn't even Detroit. This is like my hometown kind of stuff.
Oh.
The Wendy's T-Burger is a massive off-menu 9 patties.
Jeez.
Yes, insults. The symptom of an adolescent mind.
Yeah.
I hear you. Oh, can I talk about like the secret menu stuff that I keep hearing about? So, I worked at Taco Bell for about like 6 to 8 months. All right, like I worked at Taco Bell, and there was never any mention of a secret menu. I remember I was at like a youth group, and they were talking about like the secret menu at Taco Bell. I was like, guys, I work at Taco Bell. there is no secret menu. And they were just like, no, man, it exists. Like, I swear, like, I work at Taco Bell. Like, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the inside. I don't know what you're seeing.
Corpus Christi, Texas. I've never had Whataburger. I keep hearing people talk about it.
Yeah, I've had the Five Guys. I've had In-N-Out. I've had
Five Guys is really good.
It's expensive.
Have you ever had a Culver's burger? They're more of a Midwest chain, so like we got them up around here. Like their butter burgers are really good.
Oh.
I do like the Checkers Rallies burgers are pretty good. Five Guys are like you have to sell a kidney to afford it, but like it's like $30 for a burger, kind of thing. But they're good. They're good.
Well, I had a coworker at lunch when we used to go to lunches, and he would cheap out, and he would just eat all the free peanuts. Like that was his meal. Like you ordered a drink and you're eating peanuts. So yeah, this place is expensive.
Yeah.
What about Red Robin? They had a great burger.
Oh, I remember. I remember we went for one of my like sister's birthday one time. I got like a bison burger.
Oh, there we go.
It was really good. Culver's is really good. They got pretty good milkshakes too. See, to me, the thing that makes a good burger place is the fries. Because like burgers aren't that hard to do.
Yeah.
So the best fries I've had, obviously McDonald's fries are good. Checkers has actually really good fries. I actually think Steak and Shake had pretty good fries, especially when you got like the seasoning on them. I haven't been back since they started doing beef tallow. I need to go there.
Yeah, beef tallow is the way to go.
Corpus Christi.
That's where Whataburger originated from? With Corpus Christi, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wow, that's where Selena. Remember Selena Quintanilla, the Tejano singer?
Oh, okay.
That's where. That's where she got taken out. sorry, Selena. But
Tony the Culver's gift card. Well, if you want to pass it to me, I can always, whatever. Oh my gosh. Okay, another local like Hooded Raven. Have you been to that like local the new burger place near the near the Dollar Tree, like in that same kind of shopping center? Because there's like this new burger place, like an independent one, is pretty good. No one else would know this, but okay. Have you had shawarma?
Shawarma? No, I have not had shawarma.
One of the benefits of having a large Middle Eastern population in Michigan is that there's like a ton of really good shawarma places.
I'm never had shawarma, probably never will, but judging by really population changes,
it's really good. It's really good. My grandparents were there a few days after it opened. I've been regular ever since.
Now is shawarma just lamb?
It's a couple of things. It's lamb. You can get in lamb, chicken, beef. I usually do the chicken shawarma. But by the way, Hooded Raven. Yeah, like literally, I remember the first time I got shawarma, I posted, "Am I in Avengers now?"
Yeah.
By the way, Hooded Raven, it's called Smokin' Bun Burgers. They're really good. I'm just talking about local joints right now. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, God, it would be interesting to see regional bests and then have them pit against each other. Like who has the best pizza, who has the best burger.
I mean, you have like competition. You have the war of styles. Like you have New York style pizza, Chicago style pizza, Detroit style pizza. By the way, Detroit style pizza is the best. I say that with full bias.
I've been around the entire country and I've had a chance to taste pizza. I'm a firm believer that if you're in the Eastern time zone, you know how to make pizza. I don't know what the hell like pizza did to California, but dude, like one of these days, if you ever go to the West Coast, there's like the Papa John's, and the Domino's and stuff, but like that's everywhere. But like CPK and like the California native pizzas are absolutely disgusting. Like, dude, we had a
It's
producer
because
that, like,
it's because they want to be all artisanal and be like
yeah,
fancy.
and dude,
Meanwhile, East Coast is like, I want my pie. I want some pepperoni on it. Like,
yeah,
maybe get like a seasoned topping or like a stuffed crust. It's like
yeah.
I always love Pizza Hut. Like even when they're experimenting, it's still pizza.
Yeah. Well, like, dude, like they put aubergine or no, what do they call it? Eggplant on a pizza and couscous. And I'm like, what the hell is this? This is a crime against food. Like, people argue about pineapple and ham on pizza. Like, that's nothing compared to what these people do to pizza.
I think it's like the Appalachian, the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
It's like the buffer. It filters out all the good pizza. It's like
it really
good
does.
Pizza stopped at the Rocky Mountains because like you can get good pizza in like the Midwest. Chicago, Michigan, Milwaukee. We all have really good pizzas. Texas, I imagine, has really good pizza. But like once you get like maybe in like Arizona or like New Mexico, maybe you can get like some good pizza. But
it's because like New York style, like Boston's favorite pizza, Papa Gino's, it's good. I grew up with that stuff. I love it. Obviously, there's bias there, but I've gone out west. I've gone to Michigan. I've gone to Chicago. Like the pizza's good there too.
You've had Michigan pizza.
Yeah, I've had Michigan pizza.
Would you say? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. Well, it tastes a lot like Boston's pizza. So like I said,
that's kind of I take that as a compliment, honestly.
Yeah, like I think the East Coast, like I don't know if it was just the immigrants or what, but like the people on the East Coast, they know how to make pizza. Like there's not this weird shit or whatever. When I went out to California, if it wasn't one of those like cheapo chains like Papa John's or Domino's, like the pizzas just got gross.
Domino's is a Michigan pizza chain, right?
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally their headquarters. Like I worked at their headquarters before. I was like a janitor. I've been in the CEO's office. Like, yeah, Domino's is Michigan. It's from Michigan.
Wow. The first time I ever saw Domino's was the ending scene in The Goonies. When Chunk's mom brought a pizza, and I'm like, what the hell kind of pizza box is that?
Wasn't there like some movie that had like Domino's in it? I think it was like Turtles. But like when it went international, they had to change it to Pizza Hut because Domino's wasn't in certain countries yet or something.
Oh damn! No, that would be funny though if they had like release the Pizza Hut cut or whatever, or release the Domino's.
Oh,
cut.
Speaking of changing to Pizza Hut, Demolition Man. Internationally, it's Pizza Hut.
It's not Taco Bell.
Yeah, because Taco Bell hadn't gone international yet. So when it released international, it was like Pizza Hut won the fast food wars.
Yeah. Dude, that would be, that would make a freaking awesome like bonus is if for theaters you did like theater region exclusives where like you watch the movie and like little details like that change based on what theater you saw it from. Kind of like the Clue films where the endings were all different.
All right.
Like, Pizza Hut.
I would like you to accompany me to Pizza Hut.
It's so obviously dubbed. I'm gonna like. By the way, I love this movie.
Yeah, it's eerie how prescient it was.
Look at that! That is an alternate universe right there. Like that's an alternate, or peeking into an alternate universe.
I kind of want to be in that one instead of Taco Bell because I'm not a fan of Taco Bell.
I like Taco Bell, even though I worked for whatever. So when they charge something. Oh.
Whoa.
My favorite pizza place is probably Jets. I get a lot of Bonitos just because they're easy to get to. But my favorite is Jets. I love like Jets' sauce is really good because it has like this kind of like sweet tangy taste that I really enjoy.
Nice. Yeah.
It's sauce. It's on the sauce.
Well, I mean, beyond just the pizza, though, I would love to see regional competition, across the board. Be like, dude, like definitively, like this is the best
California's in
burger.
last place, and
Well,
they're
well,
complaining about
California-
it the entire time.
Well, no, California has good food, like especially Mexican food, because most of the people there are Mexicans. But like there are dishes in California, like I like the
I
Mexican
imagine
food of
California Mexican food is probably pretty good. I imagine.
It's really good. Like you're not going to get good. You might get passable Mexican food in New England, but that's like going to Nebraska for seafood.
I will
You
say, I will say, I think we get good Mexican food here in Michigan just because we have a lot of Mexicans.
Yeah. I mean, we're at that point now where there's such a demographic shift that every state has a lot of Mexicans in it. But
Well, no, we've had it for a long time. There's literally a section of Detroit called Mexican Town.
it's kind of like up here we have the Portuguese and the. But
I gotta be honest with you, Hooded Raven. I went to CC's a couple of times and I wasn't a fan. So basically, CC's is like a buffet style pizza, where you pay, and I was never a fan of the pizza. I remember they had a CC's in Canton. My parents sometimes go to.
I think
I didn't like
been
it.
to one of those. Yeah, I think I've been to a CC's. That's the one where they have the big silver, like circular platter at the buffet style thing, and you're pulling the pizza off yourself. Yeah.
Oh, if you want to talk about like a restaurant that I miss, I love we're just talking about food. I love it. I love you guys. I miss Home Country Buffet. I mean, you can kind of get the same thing by Golden Corral, but like there's just something about going to Home Country Buffet that was just really nice, you know.
Yeah, we had a place called Soup Plantation, and it was really. This was out in San Diego, and like I had a coworker that was so disgusted by it. It was funny listening to him just destroy this. He's like, "This is the worst food." I'm like, so make it noted that we will never go back to Soup Plantation. It was like, was the food that bad? I'm like, it wasn't great, but listening to him tear it apart, kind of want to see a repeat.
Oh, we got a Keely Chow in the chat.
Hey,
so funny story about Golden Corral. Okay, so my parents have a tradition where we go to like a restaurant for your birthday, and I went to Golden Corral one time, and my sister got a salad. She found a ladybug in her salad.
Oh,
so like she went to like she went to so he's like, oh, we'll take it away, you know, blah blah. It's like, no. And she's like, there's a ladybug in my salad. And so they kind of comped her meal. And then she said, like, she went by like the kitchen doors and like they were tearing through the salads. Oh, that was probably a bad day in the kitchen, I imagine.
Oh yeah. Well, the health inspector alone would shut that place down, finding insects in your food.
A ladybug, like how did that pass? These like,
yeah. Well, it's better than the horror stories that I've seen found in fast food. The one guy that he got his soft drink or no, his milkshake, and after he finished his milkshake, there was something solid at the bottom.
Stop. Okay, is it safe for me to put the headphones on again?
It was a dead mouse. Oh, or you remember the
What? What the fuck?
That's you get what you deserve, sir.
That was McDonald's or remember the chicken McNugget head where they like it was a severed head of a chicken.
No. So you remember that one time where this guy said that he found a, dead sorry, Charcoal, she's looking at me right now. A dead rat in his burger. And like McDonald's actually tested the blood. And they proved I'm not feeling too good, son. All right, I'm gonna stop this.
Well, you remember the lawsuit about the
all right, next topic, please. Next topic. Like, I'm sorry if I blow chunks on stream and the stream dies. I'm blaming you, Chris.
Yes, excellent.
Oh god, darn it.
Yeah.
So who wants to see a live rat? Who wants to see a live, cute, an adorable rat? And this one is not getting into a McDonald's burger.
We just need to a hamburger buns and.
Oh gosh, I hate you, Chris. I hate you so much. All right, y'all know what's coming. So here's Charcoal. She is not. She will not be McDonald's patty anytime soon. Parrot Head, what the frick are you doing?
With Garfield sitting on my fork. Cat's in the kettle at the Peking moon.
What the? Yeah. So you're new. You have a new Chinese neighbor moving into your neighborhood. All of a sudden, Fluffles disappears. A week later, the Chinese neighbor comes with a welcome to the neighborhood dish. It's like, oh, this meat. What is it? And then you and it's like you pull something out, and it's a very recognizable piece of fur.
Oh, it's well, one of my friends, his neighbor, he lived in an apartment complex. His neighbor across the hall from him, they have those kind of outside garden style apartments. So there's you got there's a roof, but it's still outside essentially. Mm-hmm. And the hallway, he's looking through his spyglass, looking out in the hallway, and he sees this Asian neighbor across the hall from him, luring in one of the, or I should say, several of the ducks or geese or whatever that were at the pond at his apartment complex, and then slammed the door closed and drew all the shades. And then the next day they were eating chicken.
Didn't you know the ducks at the pond? They're free. Anyone can just walk up and take them. I have 17 ducks. Chris, you set me up for that one. You realize that, right?
So, hopefully Keely won't be walking the ducks. But that I don't know. I've seen videos of in California, the ranger services or the beach services or whatever kind of on high alert for the Chinese tourists because they strip mine all of the shellfish from the beaches. You're not supposed to bring. There's only so many there's only so much you can take from a beach before you break the law. And these people show up with those drywall buckets, those those empty drywall buckets, and just fill them with oysters and urchins and all sorts of
stuff. Quack, quack, quack. So we know what Keely Chow had for dinner. His dinner flapped into his pond probably about 2 hours ago.
Oh man. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think I'd rather go vegan than eat a house pet, but that's me.
Yeah, desperation, the hard mistress.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Charcoal, I will never eat you. I will never, ever, ever eat you. When you pass, I will cry for you, and then I will throw you in the trash.
I will throw you in the trash.
I will put you in a baggie. I will cry, and then I'll throw you into the trash. Because I can't bury you. So that's the next best thing. But until then, I will love you.
Yeah.
Affleck!
Yeah. What's for dinner? Affleck.
I'll tell you what's not for dinner. Charcoal.
Yeah. I never cook for charcoal.
She's too cute to eat. She's too cute and adorable to eat,
I prefer propane and propane accessories.
Oh, I will say, one of the details I love about the King of the Hill reboot is that Hank was in Saudi Arabia for 8 years.
Yeah, what that was random. Did you see the intro?
I guess it was a propane thing, which
Yep.
Sure.
Well, in the intro they tell the whole story of how Hank and the Hill family left, and then a new neighbor moved into that house, and then tried to hang out with Dale and Boomhauer and
Looks like they accepted him for the most part.
yeah, and then they like ended up not like they were like kind of moving away from like and Dale
Well, it's
tried
because
to
of
run
COVID.
for
Like
mayor.
Dale tried to run for mayor, but like you could actually see some of the COVID years too.
Yep. Yeah. They all had the masks. Yeah. And then when they moved back, like that was. And then what's weird is they still have the same voice actress. I think that's Seth MacFarlane's wife or ex. I don't know. Somebody that's a woman playing the voice of Bobby Hill. And it's like he's now in his like 20s. He's gone through puberty. It should be a dude who's doing that voice. But yeah, and I guess he works.
Ain't right.
Yeah,
And I will say this is probably one of the few times where like, Mike Judge is still playing Hank Hill, but he has like an older raspy voice. But also Hank has aged up. He's now a lot older. So like the fact that like Hank's voice sounds older actually kind of works, I would say.
Yeah.
Like it's slower, it's a bit more like it sounds older. But Hank Hill's also older. So it's like it kind of, I think them aging them up was a good thing.
And I also I trust Mike Judge when it comes to for modern audiences. I don't think he'll destroy his properties to like suddenly there's a rainbow this and a this and a that, and it's like no, that's not gonna fly. I mean, as much as Hank is a false.
I think he'll touch it he'll sometimes touch upon the topics, but he's usually like pretty fair about it.
Yeah. Which is weird because like as much as I know that Seth MacFarlane I mentioned earlier is like a wacko lefty, like way out of like extreme left field or whatever. If you ever watch the Orville, like some of the early seasons,
I love the Orville. Like
I did too.
I'm okay. I might am I going to include charcoal in the comic? I don't know because these rats only live to be like 2 to 4 years, so like I only have them for a brief time. So it makes it really hard to do any sort of permanence. Like I know when I had Drake and Courage, some people wanted me to open a social media, and I was tempted, but I only had them for so long. It doesn't really make sense to build a social media around them because they die every 2 years and just like I'll have them, I'll post them on social media. People can say hi and love the rats, but I only have them for so long, so I'm gonna enjoy them while I can. But I will say this about the Orville. I really like their trans storyline, the stuff with like Topa and whatnot.
I think it was impartial.
It was super impartial, but it did what sci-fi needs, like is what sci-fi is best at. It takes a complicated topic, it puts it in an abstract way, and an abstract, so you can take all the bull crap out of it, and you can just look at the issue in its purest form and help with empathy. Like Star Trek did it, Twilight Zone did it,
Well, and it's funny because the end result they did was the opposite of what the current agenda is. Where they like, and when Kelly and Mercer were having their discussion in the the whatever it is, the canteen, whatever they call that part of the ship, they were like, how do we even define morality in this situation when they're like talking about like things that need to be surgically removed or changed or whatever when we're dealing with alien races? Because it's like, what if there's an alien race that has 3 legs, and then here in humans, and somebody's born with a 3rd leg? Like they don't have the same kind of like the aliens that have 3 legs are like, what the hell's wrong with these people? Why are they surgically removing that 3rd leg?
Supposedly they're working on a 4th season, which I'm very happy for. That 3rd season was really good. One thing I really appreciate is they had that one woman, the female Mocklin, who was like the leader of the females. They made her do some dirty stuff. Like they didn't make her like a girl boss. Like she was like literally putting Topa in danger. She's the reason Topa got kidnapped because they had like this contract, and she was willingly violating it. And she was sending Topa to do her dirty work. Like they made her more of a nuance. Like they had her do objectively bad things.
Yeah. I don't know. I loved I mean, I know in the first series, like the first season, it was comedy.
I mean, Parrot Head, we can't argue with that logic.
Well, I do have 3 knees, but but it's just
I have a high knee.
yeah. Oh, that four, yeah. But like the first season of the Orville was like pure comedy and it had some freaking hilarious bits in it. And then they
The
toned
smoking episode. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, when the Mocklins get addicted to nicotine, like that was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Man. But like, yeah, like there was comedy in it. Funniest part in the whole freaking thing was the time that the episode with Charlize Theron, where what's his face? The oh god, what the redheaded guy? I can't remember.
With the stuff with the leg.
Yeah, we're like out of nowhere. So it's like, my ship is run in a respectable manner or whatever. Or like, we obey by the rules here or whatever. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this giant severed human leg falls through the ceiling.
And the beauty of it is they set it up throughout the episode. Like the leg is somewhere. We know the leg is somewhere on the ship. So like we know he had hit it somewhere. So like the fact that it randomly falls, like it's random, but like okay, that's where the leg was.
So that was a genuine. That was a genuine reaction from Charlize Theron. She's like, "What the fuck?" Because it just like surprise. Like keep rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, I freaking.
The only thing I didn't like is they kind of dropped this as it went on, but they really tried to push like the it's okay that she cheated kind of thing. They dropped that after a while, to the point where it's like okay, let's just work together or whatever. And I think they got better with it.
Well, they had an episode about it. Remember the alien, Rob Lowe? He got Mercer to go gay on him.
Yeah. I fell in love with episode. One guy goes back and oh god,
yes, that was heartbreaking.
See, and here's the part that really makes me mad. They go on and on about disrupting the timeline. They already mined the MacGuffin. Let's just call it the MacGuffin, the coaxium or whatever, the fuel for the time stuff. They've already changed the timeline, but that's okay.
Yeah, that was sad because he's like, I'm happy here. I'm enjoying. Like I have a good life.
And they already knew he hadn't disrupted the timeline. Nothing had changed.
Yeah. That was rough. That was real rough, man. Although
like it's kind of creepy that he essentially cyberstalked the woman.
Because he got her cell phone.
Yeah.
Or remember the episode where Kelly becomes a god? Like they have the statue of her and everything, and she's still in.
Yeah, and I like how they kind of turned the race into kind of like the Orville equivalent of Q, where like they're kind of dicks. Like they're just playing with people to experience things.
Yeah.
The scene in Alien where they birth the guy is just like, well, the thing is, the reaction from those people were genuine because they hadn't rehearsed the scene.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, Spaceballs did it better. Oh no, not again.
What did he have? He had the soup. Oh, check please.
Okay. Hear me out. What if they're at the diner and they see Michael Fassbender, or like they do that whole Alien thing, but with a more recent Alien actor,
Oh, and then the upcoming Spaceball. Like my thing is I don't have any faith in it because they try to do a History of the World Part 2 or Part 3 or whatever, and it wasn't funny. And Josh Gad is like humor poison.
And supposedly they're talking about doing other Mel Brooks. Like they're just trying to milk Mel Brooks before he dies because after he dies, ancient. Any of those properties are just gonna fall flat because
It's a shame too because Mel Brooks is a great guy to work with. From everybody I know that's worked with him, they call him Uncle Mel. Like
the Facebook episode that was probably the episode where I realized, okay, Seth might actually be cooking here because remember that was actually the first episode that got people talking. That was like the first moral quandary episode.
Yeah, that was Black Mirror did a very similar episode of that, and it's sad because we're seeing it now.
Yeah, social credit score essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, downvoted.
Yeah.
I love Black Mirror. I haven't seen some of the more recent stuff, but a lot of those Black Mirror episodes are really good.
They were. I loved the first like season or two, and then everything went gay.
National Anthem
Yeah,
for the first episode where I had to like sleep with a pig.
yeah, yeah. Or my favorite one,
White Bear is probably like
well, the one that I liked the most was the one that even though I just said like I didn't like how everything went gay, was the episode where they uploaded their souls after they died.
Oh baby, you know what that's worth.
Yeah, like that was.
I
Cool
love that
seeing them
episode.
go
San
through all
Junipero. San Junipero.
Yep, that was a really sad episode.
I love the underlying question of like, are these people actually alive or are they just like a digital ghost? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you do get uploaded to the simulation permanently, are you actually there, or do you die and then your consciousness is like copied? You know, whatever. You know.
Yeah, if you can exist at the same time, it is a copy. It's not you. But I mean, that's the whole point of the whole transporters in Star Trek. You know, like it's not you that comes when they transport. You're dead. Like people don't realize that. Like a transporter murders you, reduces you to
the prestige. The prestige.
Yeah, like tiny little microns or whatever, and then another machine gets all of the digital instructions to reassemble.
We need to cover the Prestige at some point. We need to cover that movie.
Oh yeah, that's the clone. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, David Bowie's Nicholas Tesla is just inspired casting.
Yeah, yeah.
I love his entrance. I love like all like the electrical sparks and he just walks right out. Oh god.
Man.
Oh yeah.
That was Ed Norton, right?
No, that was a Christopher Nolan film.
Yeah, and it was I'm talking about the main actor.
Christian Bale. Christian Bale.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Christian Bale. Oh no, okay. You're thinking of The Illusionist.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like one of those like two movies, similar premises come out at the same time kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I gotta say, I do think The Illusionist is pretty good too.
Yeah. And what's the one with Hugh Jackman in it?
Prestige.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Just trying to get my bearing because I remember seeing those at the same time, and that, and then freaking what was the one where Christian Bale was like gun kata, Equilibrium.
Yeah, that was like part of during his like pre-Batman era.
Yeah, man, yeah, it was like the mid 2000s, early 2000s.
Speaking of which, like, have you heard they're trying to do a female American Psycho?
Well, isn't that
no. Instead of calling it American Psycho, it's just to be called Modern Woman.
Yeah, that's not a horror movie. That's reality. I mean,
yeah, I think that's the reason why the film doesn't get off the ground because like whatever way they write it, it's like.
Yeah, I could just look outside.
Yeah, I think a lot of women read the script and be like, "That just describes me." You know, it's like there's no, yeah.
Well, it's like it's not. You know, every guy knows. Like that's why birth rates are down. That's why relationships are down. That's why Zoomers there don't want to get married or have kids or anything. They've seen the horrors of you know. There's a song about it from the Guess Who, American Woman, Mama Let Me Be.
There's going to be a lot that needs to be done, both from a law standpoint and a societal shift for things to happen again. Like laws need to be made to have more protections for men. Like that kind of stuff, but also just society in general.
Yeah, it'll probably never happen because the poison of like all like. Here's the thing: is like separate but equal doesn't work when it comes to race, but it does work when it across the genders. Because to deny that even from a physiological or neurological standpoint that men or women are different, like you're denying reality. Like men and women have very different. You know, motivations, goals, and like, and they remember the Scandinavian studies where they're like, we're the most liberal, free society or whatever. Why are all of the hospitality roles given to women? You know, women jobs and like all the engineers are men.
Also,
like,
they have the highest number of prescriptions of antidepressants.
Oh yeah, well, good God, yeah. Well, that's the other thing is people are unhappy now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about Ironheart, but like, did we expect
Ugh.
any less?
Yeah, dude, the comic was crap. The source was crap. Why are you gonna make, you know, like
Like, considering
really
how
like
long it took to actually get it to the screen. Yeah, it's gonna. This is another one of those shows that are gonna happen, and they're just gonna quickly sweep it under the rug.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
all of that, like the what's Ms. Marvel stuff or the fat Pakistani girl, like nobody cares about that. That's not superheroes. Like,
I mean, they care about her, and like they give her. Like, I actually liked Ms. Marvel, the TV show. I thought it was like,
yeah, but the character is not like the dudes that tuned in
the
for like
character is
Wolverine
completely
and
carried by the actress. Like, the actress is so good in the role.
oh, she's probably great as an actress, but like the character
she's
sucks.
the only
Like,
reason that it even works is
well,
her.
they were so desperate to get this, what is it, identity politics garbage in there. You know, we need to have a brown Muslim girl. That like they didn't write the character; they wrote the DEI, and they're like, well, what are her powers? Well, we don't care. It's a brown Muslim superhero girl. It's like, well, dude, people don't care about that. Like that's ancillary.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to change her powers all the time because the character sucked. It was like first she was like basically Mr. Fantastic, but like a knockoff. And then they like gave her like some weird crystal powers or whatever. And it's like, no, none of this is working, dude.
And also, it's like he was an Inhuman, and now she's a mutant.
Yeah, yeah.
That part, I can kind of buy because at the time that she was made, that was during the we're gonna downplay the mutants and try and push the Inhumans. Like it was during that edict. So, when the writer said she wanted Kamala to be a mutant, I can actually kind of believe that. To be fair.
Yeah, Fox owned the mutants at that time, and they weren't merged with Disney. So it's like, let's do all the other stuff.
Remember when the X-Men movie was going to be called The Mutants?
Yeah.
You notice how they just quietly just dropped that?
Yeah, yeah. Or yeah, like it's sad too because like OG X-Men, OG Marvel was like it was really good, and then they started running out of like source material. And then they started butchering it, and then they turned it into the MCU. And it's like, you do realize that, like,
well, they didn't really run out of content. They just like, all right, we want to start doing 2010 Marvel, all the different. There's plenty of content they could have done.
Well, no, I mean they ran out of like the OG stuff, and then there's the 80s and 90s that they just leapfrogged over to get to the modern audience crap, the MCU, and like. That stuff ain't selling. Nobody cares about that. Like, you know, like that's the thing is like, I loved the X-Men, and it's weird because like one of my favorite characters in the X-Men was Storm. Okay. And Storm is basically every like wacko lefty agenda's like pinnacle. It's a black woman who's badass and everything. But that's not why I like her.
She's literally an African queen.
Yeah. She's the queen of Wakanda.
She's a goddess. She's a black goddess. Literally.
But like, like you could change the character, you could change the character's qualities, like, and like the story itself still holds up. You have a character who's basically like an Aladdin story. You know, her parents got killed, and she grew up on the streets of Egypt. Yeah, yeah, and she's self-made. She became the god. Like she became, and dude, who doesn't like wizards? You know, like as a fantasy guy, I like wizards and
shit.
She's
a weather witch.
Yeah, she's a weather witch. Yeah, and she.
That's actually one of my favorite lines from X-Men Evolution, where she's like, "I'm a weather witch, not a snowplow."
Yeah, and it's like, you know, in theory, they're like, oh, you know, the people that are resisting our agenda are all racists and white supremacists and stuff. And it's like, how can that be if Storm is one of my favorite characters? You know, like that
and it's
kind of
like
defeats your purpose.
People love Rogue.
Yeah,
I think people love Rogue. Yes, there's like she's hot. Also, like the look, but don't look, but for the love of God, do not touch.
Yeah, that's her curse. Yeah,
but it's also like the Southern charm kind of thing.
Dude. That's why Rogue is such an endearing character, is because you literally have this impossibly gorgeous sex goddess that everybody wants to bang, but if you touch, you die.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's why I kind of even when you had like the original X-Men incarnation of Rogue, Anna Paquin, you know, where it's like she's a teenage girl. She can't be touched. You know, it's a horror.
Killed her boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
What a cursed existence. Imagine, like, what a waste. Like,
It's
you know, you look in the
interesting
mirror.
storytelling. It's a compelling character.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just gore. Like, for her, it's got to be the shittiest existence because it's
Like, that's why I love that scene in X-Men 2 where it's like Bobby's like, hey, I want to try something, and he does like the ice lips. I love that, like, they kiss, and then she just like blows out the ice, saying like, okay, he iced his lips. Like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. All those characters were pretty badass back in the day. You know.
I mean, you're not wrong, Third.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a way to go. You know.
I mean, that'd be that I wouldn't mind dying like that. I've been kissed by a rogue. Now I'm dead. The way you describe Rogue, I mean, she kind of is in a way, and I think that's part of her appeal. And that's the thing. That's the X-Men is known for having really great female characters.
Yeah, and
Grey.
it wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole Phoenix saga, like, and the thing is like they weren't written because they were women. It was just they just happened to be women. They were good characters all along. You know, like the stories are compelling. You know, you got again this hot chick who like
Shadowcat.
Yeah, dude. You remember when? Oh God, wait, no, yeah. Do you remember Pride of the X-Men?
I've seen clips. You mean like us? All right. Okay, I can't do it. But like Australian Wolverine.
Yeah. She's no good to me, date. Like, yeah, just yeah, like I don't know, Kitty Pryde, you know, Shadowcat, like that was cool. You know, my favorite. Like, here's a series. You want to talk about injustices? A series getting canceled. Do you remember The Gifted?
I think I remember that.
It's a live action X-Men story.
Yeah, is that the one where they had Polaris as kind of like
yes,
leads?
Yeah, and they had the Cuckoos, and they had I think it was Warpath.
If I remember correctly, they were like somewhat. It was like semi-canon to the movies, like not.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it had Blink in it. Blink from the movies was in it.
Like the actual actress.
Yeah, I think it was the same actress too. Yeah, it looked like her. And it was a good.
I love Kitty. My favorite version of Kitty is from X-Men Evolution. Also, like,
oh yeah,
why the frick haven't they done anything with Spike? That is a cool character. The bone guy from X-Men Evolution.
Yeah. But I don't. Yeah, X-Men Evolution was definitely a.
My problem with a lot of comic companies is they have these amazing characters, like DC. Like, why won't you do more Static Shock? People love Static Shock.
Yeah.
All the milestone characters. Like, you want your Black Superman? Icon is literally right there.
Yeah,
like,
you don't need
Icon
to.
Movie. Rocket. Character Rocket. Like, seriously, you want your Black Girl Genius? Rocket. Like, literally, Wayne McDuffie solved the problem 30 years ago.
Well, that and like, yeah, you like stop blackwashing existing white characters because Static Shock, dude, that crossed racial barriers. Like, everybody loved Static Shock back in the day. Like, that was
it was a good cartoon series.
Yeah, like, you know, and they don't do that anymore.
They even did the racism bad episodes and actually made them actually kind of compelling. You know,
yeah, his friend's dad there. Yeah, that was pretty rough. But
yeah, and they even had the black guy give the lecture, and it kind of worked. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that like we've reached like the boiling frog when it comes to all that the identity politics stuff now, where I have like no tolerance.
Modern audiences are like getting onto this crap too, you know.
Yeah, like okay, we get it. This was bad. There's the discrimination, blah blah blah. Move on. Like, it's not where you came from, it's where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Is that happening now? You know, like, don't make it ambiguous. Give us a target. Be like, that person's an asshole. They're racist. Okay, now we know that there's a racist. Let's have a target. Like, but yeah, just every white person's a Yahtzee.
Too much
like, come on.
iron in your blood.
Oh yeah,
I love that scene. I love that scene so much. X2 is just such a good movie. Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
So Nightcrawler's coming back for Doomsday. That's going to be interesting. Alan Cummings is coming back.
He's gonna play an older version of Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Like, I think
Wow.
they did Nightcrawler really well in X2. Like, that opening scene. Oh my god.
With the BAMF. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to take out the president. Yeah, that was awesome.
I just want to say, I want Nightcrawler in Marvel Rivals. I think you'd be a great character for that.
Yeah,
You got to do better, Senator.
Oh God, freaking yeah, the Falcon. Like, dude, I couldn't sit through that. Like, I was so tapped out of Marvel, and when that came on, and it's just like, hey, white people are bad.
Airhead. See ya.
Have a good one, man.
Oh gosh. But yeah. And it's like another one of my favorite scenes is from First Class, the Argentina scene.
Yeah. Where he's in the bar and he's like basically
it just escalates.
Hunting
like,
Yahtzees.
What I love about it is it's just such a slow boiling burn. Like, you know what's coming, and it just like, kind of thing. Does no one like Deadpool with no?
What are you talking about? Ryan Reynolds took him out at the end of the first. He put a bullet. Yeah, he's gone.
We're getting another Deadpool movie. There's no way they're not making another Deadpool movie. Like,
Well,
it's one of the few Marvel movies to make over $1 billion, so they're making another one.
Well, supposedly that latest Daredevil movie kind of gave a booster to Channing Tatum's career as a possible Raging Cajun. So we might be able to get a Gambit film.
Yeah, because he was rumored to be Gambit for so long, and then people actually like, oh wait, this casting was actually good all along.
Yeah.
Also, how much do you want to bet Wesley Snipes shows up in Doomsday?
He showed up in the Deadpool. That was pretty.
My
badass.
favorite scene is there's only okay. Actually, no, I'm just gonna pull up the clip. Like, I'm sorry, just this clip is so good. Like, oh gosh. All right, this is like. By the way, in the replay, I really apologize. This is gonna get copyright struck, so it's gonna get deleted. People who are live, you get to watch this.
Where do you get that little beauty?
That's Punisher's AT4.
Which Punisher? There's been like 5 of them.
There's only been one blade. There's only ever going to be one blade.
Just like
looks right at the
way,
screen.
yeah, the way his like head turns, like.
Man.
also, I love how he brought back Wesley Snipes, and all of a sudden, Wesley Snipes is basically just puts his head up Ryan Reynolds' ass, and the only reason he's saying nice things is because he's in the movie, because he hates Ryan Reynolds so much.
Oh damn!
Like, he was probably like, okay, fine, I'll put that aside to do this movie. I'll say all the nice things. I still hate your ass, but I love money more. And I'm pretty sure when he read that line, he was like, "Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the line that sold him on the movie."
Well, yeah, I mean, Ryan Reynolds was in Blade 3, so
yeah,
it's like, yeah, God, that's such a shame. I heard the script was so bad, and they had to do so many reshoots. They pretty much
it's because David S. Goyer wrote and directed it. And apparently, him and like Wesley Snipes and David Goyer hate each other so much. Like, that was a nightmare shoot, from what I hear.
Well, who is the?
He did Hooded Raven. He did, yeah.
Who was the guy that was going to replace Wesley Snipes, the actor there that played Cottonmouth?
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, that guy's awesome, man. So that's a shame. Like, I'm kind of glad the movie got canned or shelved or whatever, because like that dude doesn't need to get a bad.
Supposedly, some of the scripts were blocked by him.
Good.
Like, they were gonna do like a Blade's daughter,
Oh God.
And apparently, like, Mahershala Ali's like, no, I'm not doing this, kind of thing.
Good
and
for
thank
him.
God Mahershala Ali has enough clout to be like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. Well, like Did you ever see the Luke Cage series at all on Netflix?
I watched the first season. I thought it was pretty okay. I haven't seen the second season.
So he played Cottonmouth, who was like the main villain.
Oh, he was amazing.
Yeah, and then when he left, the series just went.
See, that's a problem with a lot of those Netflix series. It's like they have a first half, second half kind of problem where it's like one half is good, one half is bad. Like Daredevil season 2, the first half is really freaking good when they're doing the Punisher. It's almost like two separate seasons because like the second half is all about Elektra. It's like two different seasons crammed into one. It's really weird.
Yeah. Well, I could say the same about Jessica Jones too, because the Purple Man there, that was an insanely good David Tennant's portrayal of the Purple Man. That was an awesome villain. And when he died, and they took him out.
Who knew David Tennant could play a creep so well?
Yeah, it's like it comes naturally. But no, like once he was removed, it was like the show kind of fell flat. Like she needed
that's
a
the
good
problem
villain.
with Jessica Jones. She only has one story. It's the Purple Man story. That's because like after that, she's a side character in the Marvel Universe. She's basically the Avengers mom, where like she marries Luke Cage, she has a kid, and she's kind of the Avengers mom. That's basically her role after that. So she doesn't really have anything other than that one story.
It shows because it's like, it just ran out of steam. We would have a Deadpool movie.
I mean, I'm pretty certain. I think it's been all but confirmed that Ryan was the one who leaked the video. I think it's like,
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that? Like, the NSYNC song that they used in the movie, the official NSYNC page, they actually like retitled it from Deadpool. like they knew the algorithm boost was coming and they were trying to hit it. Like, I don't blame them, honestly. Because like Ryan did X-Men Origins Wolverine because of the Deadpool movie, and like they did that test footage and so it leaked and it got so popular. But the other thing is the budget for Deadpool 1 was $5 and a ham sandwich kind of thing. And this is all the other thing, like Ryan Reynolds has like a history of screwing people over. Deadpool wouldn't have happened without Tim Miller because they used Blur Studio for the special effects. I am sure because he owned Blur Studios, and I'm sure he gave them a sweetheart deal for the special effects for that.
$1 million a second, dude. Like when I remember when I was trying to budget Blur to make a pre-rendered CG trailer for our game, back in the Ubisoft days, and like we were getting these estimates, and it was something like $1 million a minute or whatever. And I was like, I don't think so. Like, or maybe it was $1 million a second. I can't remember. It was so insane. We're like, nobody has that kind of money. Like, we'll never get okay by budget.
I think this is more like a starting negotiation price. Like, all right, $1 million a movie, and then you talk them down to like 500, 200, 100, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's because you know how the negotiation is. Like, the first price that go, that's what starts the negotiation. So like the classic tactic of you overshoot it to a reasonable degree. No, like let's say you're trying to get like 150 for something. You put out 200, knowing they're going to talk you down to 150. Kind of, it's classic. Classic, whatever. When do I become an Avenger? They got Jon Favreau for Deadpool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the Avengers name is the Avengers name anymore. Like that movie there that came out there, the New Avengers, or AKA the Thunderbolts or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna go watch that. Sorry.
Like, why would they see? The thing is, Thunderbolts were named because of Thunderbolt Ross.
Yep.
And do you remember the early renders of the team actually had Thunderbolt Ross in it?
Mm-hmm.
As the Red Hulk. So like the whole him being impeached, kind of thing. like on like we know, like the whole Falcon Brave New World, like that movie was reshot like 5 different times.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's probably like about 100 different cuts of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
God, it was cool seeing Liv Tyler again, though.
She's
as
an
Betty.
angel.
Yeah, seeing Betty, I was like, oh wow, that's cool. But like Harrison Ford was way too young to play Thunderbolt Ross.
Way
But
too old.
then again, the original one died, so
Yeah, the original one, I actually really liked the actor.
yeah,
he was
yeah,
he was a guy from
William
Lost
Hurt.
in Space. Yeah, William Hurt, really great guy.
Man.
But yeah, it would have been really interesting, like if they actually had William Hurt in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Why can't we just make movies like Godzilla -1?
yeah, dude, that movie was amazing.
It's a lot of it's because it was a Japanese movie and special effects in America is really expensive. So if you're doing a special effects heavy movie, it's going to balloon the budget. And there's a lot of other things that like balloon budgets to an insane degree.
I can't wait until AI kind of cheapens those budgets, because we're at a point now where they're using special effects to tell stories instead of actually telling stories.
Well, the problem is Marvel hires these like indie directors, and they direct the film. But as soon as an action sequence, they'll be like, "Okay, director, go away. The Marvel action unit is going to take care of it." That's why, like, you could have like for example, look at Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. It has some interesting set pieces. It kind of looks like an Arturi, but the action is just pure Marvel. Like there are some interest, like the whole music note fight. I actually thought was kind of interesting. And there's a few things, but for the large part, most of the action is just standard Marvel slop. Like I miss the days when superhero films felt unique. Like look at even how bad is it when like Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a more interesting film than like almost any of the Tom Holland films.
Yeah.
Like I like some of the stuff they did with Tom Holland films. I think Vulture is a great villain.
Yeah,
Vulture is a Raimi villain. He is a Raimi villain. Like
Michael Keaton knocked it out of the park. Remember the scene in the car?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
See, the thing about the Raimi villains are relatability. They are, I could see myself doing this if that happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't. The
Vulture is a scavenger. All he was doing was ripping off the people who ripped him off. Like it's one of those like, if I was him, I probably would have done the same thing.
Well, he's a sympathetic villain, and in all actuality, he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was getting screwed. He was just he handled his screwing poorly, but at the same time, I don't blame him for what he did.
And he was honorable. He was honorable about it. Like that scene where you had Voss, who was going to play Scorpion, which, by the way, is one of the greatest sins of Marvel. You had the perfect Scorpion actor, and you didn't do jack shit with him. Like the guy who played Voss in Far Cry 3 was going to play the Scorpion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Perfect actor. He was a perfect actor for the Scorpion. Perfect. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting angry. Yeah. Like perfect actor. Perfect. Sorry. Oh.
I just love that.
He's like, if I knew who he was, you think I'd tell you, kind of thing. The fact that he protected Spider-Man, it's like. Yeah. Like he could have been the Loki of the Spider-Man series. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a villain he could have brought back a couple of different times and have it work.
Well, I mean, and it's like they completely they created that character. It had nothing to do with the canon character, like the one in the comics. He had almost zero resemblance to the Vulture from the comics.
But it worked.
But that was okay. Yeah, that was okay. I liked this one better.
And dare I say, I actually don't necessarily mind their version of the Shocker. Like it's nothing like it, but it kind of works. They made a Black Shocker, but like the actor was good, and like it kind of worked.
Yeah.
It was a bit weak, but it kind of worked in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm trying
It
to.
basically just had a punch glove, like a glove that punched really well. That was essentially it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be able to hear you.
Great. So I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about, but I guess I can talk about the talk about coffee dogs. No big whoop.
Whoop! There it is. So who's
Uh,
okay? Chris, who's your favorite Spider-Man villain and why?
Wilson Fisk. Because I think I'm related to him.
No, from the movies, like all the movies, all three characters. Who's his favorite Spider-Man?
Oh, oh, dude, that's easy, man. That's Doc Ock, hands down. He was a tragic villain, played by a great actor. Like even in the No Way Home or whatever that was, where they had like the multiverse characters came in and they pulled him out of like the Tobey Maguire films and put him in with Tom Holland. I don't know what it is, but the combo of the actor and the technology that they explain about his octopus suit, everything about it kind of, I mean,
I will not die a monster.
Yeah, he's because like in the comics, he was kind of a dork. He was a short, fat, little bald guy, or bowl-cutted guy with glasses, and it was like
So Doc Ock is great, but I gotta say William Dafoe's Green Goblin. He is just a joy. We'll meet again. Like he like honestly,
he'd shoot every scene.
Like William Dafoe knew exactly what movie he was in. And the thing
I'm something
love,
of a scientist myself.
Yes. Even in No Way Home, the best decision they made was to destroy that stupid helmet and allow him to use his facial expressions. Like Norman's on sabbatical. Like he was still being the crazy Green Goblin, but he was scary as crap.
Yeah, and Willem Dafoe's face already looks like a mask, so.
And he can, like, I love how like William Dafoe is really good at like contorting his face, like these like really creepy facial expressions. So like getting like just like what I love is like they put like a purple and green hood on him, so like he kind of like he looked like the Goblin, and letting him use his face. Sorry.
You ever see the animatronic face that they were originally trying?
Yes, I have, and
that looks awesome.
All right, let me look it up. I'll show you the test footage, guys. It looked really good.
Yeah, it looked 100% comic accurate to me.
Yeah, I got her here.
Can Peter come out and play?
All right, so here we are.
Yeah, look at that.
And I'm just gonna turn the sound off because it's just random music. And like, look, it's like they actually kind of it's actually pretty expressive.
Yeah.
And remember, this is like year 2000 tech.
Yeah, it's all practical.
Honestly, that would have been pretty good.
Yeah, that looks exactly. Oh, it just broke. That looks exactly like like it did in the comics. Maybe the hood would be a little bit more pronounced, but more or less, that's. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would work. Honestly,
is that Willem Dafoe under that?
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think like so to get back to Mortal Kombat, I think one of the lessons we can learn from Mortal Kombat is embrace the source material. So many adaptations, whether it be comic book, video game, or whatever, are just afraid of the source material. Like this is why I think more people. Wait. Okay, fine. You can't do this to me. I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed. Sorry for your eardrums. It's a reason why Speed Racer has kind of stood the test of time, because Speed Racer is another movie that just embraced the source material.
Oh yeah. Go Moto.
What are some other movies, like adaptation movies, where they just embrace the source material wholeheartedly and it worked? In your opinion, what are some other ones? In chat, if you guys let me know as well. Spider-Man 2000, Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie, I would say.
Yeah. Well, so it kind of switched a lot of things around, but it still kind of grabbed a lot of the source material. Was the Silent Hill film, the first one?
Okay.
Instead of having Harry Mason being the hero, it was his wife. Like that was kind of cool because they actually had him come back in the second one.
Yeah. Oh,
And
Alita
then they had
Battle Angel
Pyramid.
is another one that like embraced the source material very well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We need a sequel so bad. Shout out to the Alita Army. You know, I love you guys.
Yeah, that sucks that they didn't make a sequel to that because it was just when the story was picking up when she goes up to the city and it's like nope.
I think that's the reason why we'll probably never get an Akira film. Is Akira is so out there, and any Western producer is going to want to change way too much, and probably the rights holders aren't allowing it. I think.
Well, we kind of got a really good adaptation of Akira, but it was called Stranger Things. You know, I mean, it's the same story. You know, Tetsuo was being experimented on by the government, and yeah.
I mean, Stranger Things is really an amalgamation of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's every '80s trope and everything we loved. Yeah,
I just want to say this. I'm just glad the show's ending. Like, I'm going to watch season 5. I'll probably enjoy it, but at least it's over now. Like, we're finally ending it. It's probably going to be good. I actually kind of enjoyed season 4. I think season 3 was a bit of a letdown. Season 4 felt like a bit of a return to form.
Was season 3 the one where they went to the mall?
Yes.
Yeah, I did not like that one at all. Yeah, 4 to me it goes 1, 2, 4, and then yeah, whatever's coming because like 3 was just so throwaway. Didn't make any.
Remember in season 2?
Cartoonish.
Remember in season 2 where like they just had an entire episode where 11 went to Chicago and like
for no reason, yeah,
they were trying to do the spin-off like it was a backdoor pilot.
Yeah, and that failed miserably.
I really hope that they just bring back her character just for season 5, just for something, you know, because like you have this character who is you have this other character who's also in Hawkins' experiment who has her own powers. And she's just in Chicago doing nothing. It would be like really stupid not to acknowledge her character. Like, it's weird.
Well, yeah, there's so many things that the Duffer Brothers did amazing in that, and then there's so many things where it's just like, oh God, like you ruined it, man. You made me this awesome Sunday, and then you dropped a turd on it. Like, you know, like I'm not gonna eat that, but like. Honestly, the whole third season you could completely forget and not miss a single thing about Stranger Things.
I will say the Never Ending Story sing along. I just love it because even the characters are no. I love it because even the characters are like you have Steve being like, I don't know, and then like Joyce is like banging her head against the wall. Like even the characters in the show acknowledge how stupid it is.
Yeah, it's so cartoon, like where it's like we get the joke, we get the fact that like, you know, weird dorky kid like says he's got a girlfriend, you know, over in some part of the country that he can't get to or whatever, blah 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 blah, and then one day it turns out that the weird dorky kid wasn't lying; he's telling the truth. He really did have a girlfriend, and that was fine. But when like they had to go to her house and stuff, and like I'm like, oh, you killed the joke.
And then you had like Argyle was like making out with like the older girl or whatever. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, it was just like you killed the joke. It was so fun. Like having God, what the hell was his name? What was the dorky kid's name?
Will.
It was the kid with the, you know, whatever the hell he is, the one that had the missing teeth and shit. The Dustin. So like, so Dustin was like that was the joke for him, is the fact that he's this dorky kid and he had a girlfriend. Fine, we get it. But then just you like a joke stops being funny when you keep beating the punchline. And they like went over to her house and did all, and it's like, no. And then, yeah, I don't know. There were bits of season 3 that I think were okay. Like, I'm fairly certain that was the season when they introduced Sadie Sink's character there, right? Mad Max.
No, that was season 2. Season 3 is where it was season 2.
Holy shit!
Yeah, because season 2 was where you had like the tendrils kind of going through the town. You had like the mind flare stuff.
Yeah, it was, season 3 was the one where we had Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter there, who's a lesbian that worked with Yeah, Mia Hawke. She worked with
Steve
whatever
at
the
the Chips
heck.
Ahoy.
Yeah, that was, and like that was kind of okay. But then when like the cartoonish Russians were building like a super secret, like I don't know what the hell, under the mall, and it was like, oh god, come on, this is dumb.
I will say Mia Hawke's character is better used in season 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely a million times better. Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird. Like,
One thing I find hilarious is, so they work at a video rental store, but it's Family Video, where it really should have been Blockbuster. But Family
Yeah.
Video was still around. Like at the time, Family Video was like barely hanging on. So they went with Family Video because they probably Family Video probably gave them money for product placement, because otherwise it would have been Blockbuster.
oh yeah, make it a Blockbuster night. Yep, that was the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. I only hear chat, but guys, I'm on top comments that all comments in live chat. Why for the Raven? Why join the alt chat?
Yeah, man. Well, hopefully
yeah.
season 5. You know, when the characters are in their 40s. So that means it'll take place.
Have you seen Millie Bobby Brown? She looks like she's in her 40s.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I think she's gorgeous, dude. Like, I mean, she's old enough to be my granddaughter. But like,
now we have 2 people. Hey, Xavier.
Hey.
We manifested another viewer.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's gorgeous. I think she's, you know, yeah, they're like, oh, she's aged terribly or whatever. But like,
you can tell she's been ran through by Hollywood. You can just tell.
Yeah, all Zoomers look like this, dude. It's so weird. Like I don't know, millennials and Gen Xers, they aged pretty well. Like, there's a lot of Gen Xers and millennials I know that look a lot younger than their age. But like, yeah,
I mean,
there's
you see
something.
You see the face?
But like the Zoomers, man, yeah.
I guarantee you, 20s. If I shaved off this beard, I'd probably shave off 10 years. Like, I guarantee if I was like clean shaven, I could shave off 10 years off my face, right? Like literally within 5 minutes.
Nice. But yeah, just the Zoomers and the, you know, they just, and it's not, I don't know, maybe it's because they've had a pretty shitty like time, like they've grown up in a pretty crappy timeline. Like,
I mean, to be fair, Gen Xers had a stressful time too. I don't know.
Yeah, but we never had, like, growing up, I've never had a lockdown. You know, I never had the worst we had was the Cold War stuff, where it was like the drills under the desk.
And the other thing is, like, when you were growing up, you could have a meltdown in the middle of the lunchroom, like destroy half the lunchroom, and like 6 months later, it's maybe a story they tell, but like 10 years later, nobody cares.
Oh yeah.
But if you have that same meltdown now, it's gonna haunt you the rest of your life.
Yep. Yeah.
So Xavier says, I recall that I recognized one of the people who was Mortal Kombat. I can't pronounce that name. Was the warrior monk that Liu Kang faced in the first fight? Was it Nigel?
Yeah, WMAC Masters. That's where Ho Sung Pak, the guy who played the real Liu Kang from the video games, was on, and he had his brother Ho Young Pak. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, I freaking love that. Shannon Lee was one of the MCs for the show.
That's the exact reason I don't want to shave my beard. I don't want to look young. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Chris Catherine also. Yeah.
I remember I had like a goatee for the longest time, and when I got a security job, I had to shave it off, and I was so uncomfortable.
I always try to keep a clean shaven face because my genetics, like, I had a Fu Manchu when I was 14.
Okay? Oh, that's cool.
No. Like, I grow facial hair incredibly quickly. Like, some people have a 5 o'clock shadow. I have like a 1 o'clock shadow. Yeah, like when I was in high school, I tried to grow it out, and it just turned into a weird Fu Manchu. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't happening. So I've tried clean shaving it ever since. But
I mean, also to be fair, you're Asian, so you don't age.
No, I mean, dude, I've had the hell kicked out of me lately. But like, yeah, I don't know. It just, some people facial hair is great, other people not so great. You know, like if you don't have a chin, or you know, you don't have a pronounced jawbone or whatever, get a beard. You know.
Well, just so people realize, I actually
Well, yeah,
I actually do have a chin. You know, it's like right here, so it's like
yeah. Well, we've seen photos of you without facial hair, but like, I've seen. Remember that meme where it showed the dude where like he looked like a Chad, and then he shaved his beard, and he had like a super overbite, and he had no jaw.
Oh, like have you seen those videos where it's like the wife convinces the husband to shave, and she's like, "Oh, I don't like this," or where she just realizes, "Oh, great, now I have to deal with this for the next 6 months."
Or the ones where the dad had the beard, and he scared his kids when he shaved his beard off. Literally, they didn't know who he was because he looked like a different person.
Oh gosh, yeah, I've seen those. I'm trying to find I might have a picture of me without facial hair. A lot of them with the goatee. Let's see here. But yeah, I feel very narcissistic right now. I just realized I have a folder literally labeled pics of me. Oh my god. My mustache doesn't like to connect to my beard.
Yep, that's what I have. Mine goes straight to the sides and then down, and it never connects to my teeth.
Yeah, my thing is, I have a really thick goatee because I spent like 10 years growing out my goatee, and I only really started growing out my sides. Like, literally, if I turn my head, you can see how thin it is on the sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because of like the angles, it looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a thick mustache, but I often shave the beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly the picture I can show. So this one time that I did cosplay, this is back in 2014. So, gosh, 10 years ago. Holy crap. I think I did shave my beard. Oh gosh, I look so bad. Now, granted, this is 10 years ago. So it's like, but also, okay. Like, this is me. I am 27, I think, at the time. But like, I look like I'm 19 in this picture. Like early 20s. What would you say?
Yeah.
And then for those who don't know, I'm cosplaying Shotaro from Kamen Rider W. So, yeah, that's what I look like without my stuff.
Man.
I love that like women try to be like, oh, beards are just man makeup. Can I? If it's makeup, let's try and remove the makeup, shall we?
Yeah.
It's not coming off. I'm using a towel, which is how you remove makeup, and it's not coming off. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, that's just one of many tactics that women use to tear down men. You know.
Hidari Shotaro, because yeah, I think actually Xavier. I think that's your profile picture is actually Shotaro himself. Yeah. Yeah, nice. I would say 19. Yeah, that's the kind of the thing. It's like, I look a lot. Like, obviously, 10 years later, I don't look like I'm 19, but like, I don't know. I feel like I probably look like late 20s, early 30s, or something. But
well, when I was in Japan, they told me I looked like I was in my 50s and I was in my 30s. So, yeah.
That is brutal.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were all Japanese, so yeah, that was the Hafu or whatever, and they're all trying. I don't even know
Candor.
Yeah. It was, well, yeah, and it's just like they're like, hey, can you guess how old Chris is? It's like, so he's like 50.
I'm honest. I tell it like it is.
Well, the Japanese culture is very two-faced. They have the hone and the tatame, where like you're supposed to be very. Like if somebody's in a station above you or you don't know them very well, you use the tatame, which is like, you very formal, very like super respectful, whatever. And then there's your friends or whatever, or people who are below you, you use the hone, where you basically like are very, very insulting. They're like, oh, it's just pants. It's like, no, you just tore into that person.
All right. So Hooded Raven says, Chris, when you come and visit Michigan?
Yeah. Well, I've been there. I've been in the Ann Arbor area. I've been in Detroit. I've been through, unfortunately, through Dearborn. Like, it's
Dearborn's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad area.
dude, it scared the shit out of me. I thought I was in a different country. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is everything
I've been
written
to
in English?
Dearborn. I will say the mall there, Fairlane Town Center, is probably one of the nicer malls in the area.
Yeah, I mean, in my defense, I did go through a very like, I wasn't driving. I was just, we were being Ubered around. So we went through this one section, and I'm just like, why are there people dressed in like all black and I can't see their faces, and they're like pushing kids or whatever, and it's like, ugh, like, yeah, not my cup of tea.
You missed a clean shaven Nick reveal, Jason. You missed.
Yeah. Ann Arbor was nice.
Ann Arbor is nice. It is very nice.
Yeah, it's a college town, so it's a little cleaner. Yeah.
Some other nice. Try and visit like Oakland County, like Royal Oak, Ferndale, Troy. That's the rich area. Like that's our rich area. I will say Livonia is pretty nice. That's a more richer area. I would say Belleville's nice. That's where I live. That's a nice little town. Canton's good. Plymouth is nice. I don't know. Just like suburbs of Detroit are pretty good, I would say.
You ever been to the Dong up there? Like, you know how Michigan's basically a mitten grabbing a dong? Like, have you ever been to the peninsula?
You mean the Upper Peninsula?
Yeah.
I have not been to the Upper Peninsula. No, I am now condemned. So forsaken. Bad joke done. Why have you forsaken? I mean, honestly, Chris, if you come here, I'm going to take you to hell. Hell, Michigan.
I was going to say, I think I'm already here, but...
What, you're in California?
Oh, well, dude, I loved, like, when I lived in Irvine, like, it was beautiful. Like, I lived on a golf course. I was within walking distance to like a beach. I could see dolphins out there. Like, everywhere I wanted to go was within walking. It was really nice.
Did the dolphins make you cry?
Yeah, yeah, I was with like Axl Rose. No, but like it was beautiful out there. The weather was perfect. I had none of that. Like, whatever happened to California, it's gotten really bad in like the last like the 12. I would say the last 12 years is when California has gone to like shit
ever
really
since
bad.
Arnie left office, probably.
Well, yeah, we had Mayor Gray Davis, I think, but like, or I'm sorry, Governor Gray Davis, but like, I don't know. I thought it was nice when I lived in Irvine. When I lived down in San Diego, it was nice as well, but you could see some of the cracks starting to form. And when I lived up in Silicon Valley,
is the people who say California's always been a liberal paradise don't realize they had a Republican governor as recent as the 2000s. Because remember, Arnie was a Republican.
Yep. Yeah, and California was better under him, like him or not. Like, whatever we have with this modern stuff, like that gruesome Newsom crap, like, this is like all this crime, all this crap.
I just want to say, I hope Newsom tries. Okay. No. We're getting into politics. No. Stop. Okay.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, but I loved when I lived in California. I thought it was great. And then when I moved back to New England here and we started getting like the shitty weather, I had a coworker tell it to me pretty wisely. He's like, "We deal with Mother Nature, so we don't have to deal with the people," and he's got a point because, like, yeah, like people are they're more direct, meaner, and more honest here in New England.
That's like literally any like cold climate.
Yeah. We don't have time to be bullshitty and screw around. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, like I do think like that's the reason why you don't see as much like I don't know, Michigan can be kind of a bit of a like have a lot of bull crap. Our mayor is our governor is not the best. I did not vote.
Oh my god, yeah, Shitmer, yeah.
I love how she had the okay, nope. You keep trying to do this, Chris, and I respect.
I'm not trying anything, man. I don't got no guns.
So Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Man.
Mother Nature has a way of humbling people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it really does. Like, yeah, you get caught outside and you got to freeze to death. You suddenly start reevaluating your life decisions.
You need lights and sirens. Politics alert. Politics alert. Nick, shut the F up.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop,
The sound of the
whoop.
gun.
Oh,
Man.
no, it's a politics gong.
Yeah. Wong. Do 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 do.
Okay,
Man.
can we just talk about that song? Like, all it is just like a really good techno beat to like sound effects from the game. But like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like that song just grabs you by the balls and refuses to let go. It's like it is impossible to listen to that song and not get hyped up.
Yeah, there's literally no lyrics in the song. It's just the announcer
Kano,
naming off the
Liu
characters.
Kang,
Yeah.
Melina, Kentucky, choose your destiny. Fight!
Yeah.
Do. I do recall going over a little bit of the film Orange Hat reviews. Yeah, like the costumes are perfect, like perfect costumes. I love like even the ninjas look ripped straight from the games.
Yeah.
Goro looks great. I think they did the
Yeah.
best they could with Goro of the time. Like you would not have done that today. He would have been CGI. Like yeah, they made him CGI.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot of people, Xavier. I think it was a lot of people's first introduction to electronic music. Yeah, and I one of the things I do love is in the most recent movie they actually did homage that song when Scorpion came in. I was told there would be bourbon and cookies here. No, that's the Star Wars stream, which is tomorrow. Because we joined the dark side and there's cookies. If you want some bourbon, I could probably find some. There's probably some on the ship here somewhere.
God
So
damn
tune into
it.
my Star Wars. I'm playing Knights of the Republic. We're starting at 7 tomorrow because Jared's coming by and I have to make some accommodations because he's a big YouTuber and I need to I need to do the type of face where someone who's above my station. Oh gosh, I was trying to like call back to it. But also Bacon. We were talking about Bacon earlier, so I don't know. Like I think the summoning spell was a bit delayed on that one. But yeah, like honestly, like I love when he's fighting Reptile and he busts out the bicycle kick. Like that was a great moment.
Yeah. Which is funny because the bicycle kick didn't come into the game until the third game. You know, yeah. So it's like the first movie or the first time the movie came out, we already were in the third game. So actually, no, I think the second one might have had the bicycle kick.
Some of the art is wild for Shiva. Are you talking about? Are you talking about the Mortal Kombat character?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, spelled like a Mortal Kombat character. Yeah, because that's oh, I used to like. I loved Shiva's like when she like. I think it was like you press like some buttons and down, and she'd like stomp on people.
Yep. You know that was all a clay stop motion animation figure.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of those like Mataro, Goro.
Oh yeah.
A couple of.
Yeah, all the non-human characters were all stop motion figures, and it's a shame because every time they try to do like a new actor, like when they had a human actress play her, it didn't look like her, and then when they did that awful Mortal Kombat 1 version of her, and she looked like one of the Williams sisters, it's like that's not what Shiva looks like. Yeah,
yeah, that's why I think. And then in the recent movie, Goro just looks like CGI slop. To be honest.
Yeah.
Like at least with this one, you could tell the arms really didn't move that well.
Yeah, they were struggling.
But the fact that it was a real puppet and they were trying, like the voice carried that character. Let's be honest. Which Goro voice actor.
It's the voice of the alien from Alien Resurrection.
Kevin Michael. Wait, no. Who voices Goro? Kevin Michael Richardson voices him in that movie, 1985.
Oh shit!
Which now that like I have now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I can hear it now. Yeah, like basically Kevin Michael Richardson's voice carries that character, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, just they picked really great actors. Like, also another thing, like I was talking about Mortal Kombat Legacy, in season 2, they actually bring back the '95 actor to play Shang Tsung.
Oh yeah.
Like that was so cool.
Man.
I think they even did bring talking about horrible characters. What about the horrible Bowser from Mario Brothers? I don't know,
God.
like Dennis Hopper. Oh, I don't like he wasn't playing Bowser, but it's okay. I guess we'll just talk about the Mario Brothers movie then. It is an enjoyable movie, just not a good Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, so dumb. Like everybody's been devolved into fungus.
Hey, trust the fungus, bro. Trust the fungus.
Yeah. And then they had a Puerto Rican guy playing Italian.
And that's
wrong.
See, and that's like, did you like remember when they did the Mario thing and like John Leguizamo was complaining that they weren't casting Hispanic people to play Mario?
Yeah, it's like Mario isn't Hispanic, so screw off. Like, yeah.
It is an Italian plumber created by Japanese people, voiced by a white guy.
Yeah, he was originally named after the tenant that owned their business office there.
Mario Segali.
Yeah, and I don't know, like not only that, but like they even got the princess wrong. They got like Princess Peach.
They got the one from Super Mario Land. Like,
yeah, that's Sarasa Land. Yeah, like she wasn't about the fungus. Like,
I will say though, it was more accurate that Daisy was into Luigi, so at least they got that part right.
Yeah. I remember hearing that Bob Hoskins was fully inebriated during the entire filming.
I mean, everybody was, because that was a mess. That shoot was a mess. Everybody was so bad. It was shot in like Wilmington, North Carolina, too. By the way,
Jesus, man.
Yeah, well, and Samantha Mathis, like she had some big films. Like I think she did some stuff with River Phoenix or whatnot. But that movie kind of killed her career.
Yeah.
I mean, Bob Hoskins was too big of an actor for one film to kill his career because he still did stuff after Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, that was Eddie Valiant.
All right, I'm just gonna say probably 90 Super Mario Brothers because, for what it's worth, Mario Brothers is still enjoyable. Like it's a bad movie, but it's kind of a so bad it's good kind of thing.
To me, it's so trash, but I never felt offended by watching the movies.
Like
there was no agenda pushed in it.
It's at least entertaining.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was so dumb, but like.
I also love that they had like the Spike Troopers being like the big busty black lady, and like to get the thing, he had to like start dancing with her, and it's like many shots of her cleavage. Like we get it. That's what this lady has a big rack, and it's a nice rack. We get it.
I guess. I mean, if I'm not into a grandma's cleavage, but yeah, it was like. I was like, yeah, that's gross. Like a big fat black lady. Yeah, it's like, hey, check it out. Let's look at the Pine Sol lady's boobs. I'm like, no thanks. You know, they had to have a female like foil for Mario because Daisy was with a younger Leguizamo, and it was like, got like this whole like they turned the president into a monkey. Like, what the hell?
For supposedly, I guess that's supposed to be a Donkey Kong reference. I don't know.
Really? Oh god, they're trying to work in the de-evolution or whatever. So that was really a donkey. Oh my god!
I don't know. Like that though. That film does have a lot of Easter eggs. Fun fact: the sequels bombed harder in Japan than Oppenheimer did. Like, okay, why? Like, who thought it was a good idea to show Oppenheimer in Japan?
I know that. And I had a Japanese coworker that was talking about that, and like they still have pretty hard feelings about that.
Okay, Chris, read this in your most stereotypical Jewish voice.
I'm not into grandma's cleavage.
No, keep it going.
What? Not a sentence I thought I'd.
Oh yeah, read that part.
Not a sentence I thought I'd hear today.
Thank you.
All right. Oy vey, shut it down.
Also, like the whole Mario, Luigi, Mario.
Yeah, that was.
That was stupid. I think it even became canon for a little bit.
Yeah. Did you ever see the original Super Mario Brothers movie?
Wasn't that the one made in the 80s? It was like an anime.
Yeah, it was an anime, and so they weren't plumbers. They owned a shop, and they were in the Tosta. You know the in Super Mario Odyssey, that Mexican themed red sand desert stage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They owned a shop and they lived there.
Okay.
Like they weren't from Brooklyn or any of that.
Do you know what Mario's original occupation was?
Carpenter.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like they pulled him out in so he's Jumpman in Donkey Kong, and then in Donkey Kong 2 he's Mario. You know, he's got or Donkey Kong Jr. He's got Donkey Kong or whatever it is, captured. And then for some reason in Donkey Kong 3, they don't have Mario or anybody. They have this guy Stanley who like uses a bug sprayer.
Yeah. It was probably because at that point Mario had been his own series. But like, you remember the Super Mario Brothers Super Show?
Oh yeah, with Captain Lou, man, he was the man. To me, that was like before Charles Martinet. That was the voice of Mario to me. Hey, paisano.
So, did you know that Matthew Broderick was not the first person to do live action Inspector Gadget?
No.
Thanks a lot. Said he'd be right over. Come in. Inspector Gadget. I said I'd be right over to give you a hand.
By the way, that's Maurice LaMarche.
Oh wow, that's freaking Egon Spengler. That's the brain.
Yeah. So like, yeah, they had like Mario and Inspector Gadget exist in the same universe.
That's awesome. Yeah, Captain Lou to me was the perfect voice for Mario. Like a Brooklyn.
I don't know. To me, the best Mario ever was Ron Jeremy.
Hey, princess, why'd you come and suck on a mushroom?
So, I actually do you what was that Channel Awesome person guy's name? It's Film Brain. No, it was the guy who reviewed adult movies. Like actual straight kind of thing.
Oh damn!
He actually did a review of the Mario adult films. I love how he went on like a 20-minute rant of like how like apparently the tapes are actually very hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, Nintendo sued them into oblivion.
Well, excuse me, princess. So
yeah.
I actually bought the entire series on DVD, and I've never actually opened it. I have it. It's on my shelf right now.
It always sucked that like, so the Super Mario Brothers Super Show was a 5-day-a-week show. You'd watch it every day after school, but on Fridays they'd switch it out with The Legend of Zelda, and it's like, damn it, you only get one Legend of Zelda episode a week.
To be fair, there's only like 13 episodes.
Yeah, because there was only one a week. You know? Yeah.
Gotta stretch him out. Cinema Snob. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Cinema Snob. Also.
Yep. Nice.
Alright, so I bought this for $10.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's still sealed. It's apparently the collector's edition.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I got this on DVD. It's kind of a cool thing, I guess.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you remember Captain N?
Yeah. Do you remember how they drew Zelda in Captain N? Holy crap.
So when they did the Zelda episode, they actually had the voice actors from that show reprise the roles.
And they got redrawn in the Captain N style, and that chick you could see her moose knuckle. You could see a camel toe. I was like, holy crap, they didn't skimp on that.
Let's see here.
And then every character that had nipples were like giant, like baby bottle nipples. I was like, I don't feel right watching this. Is this like, should they pixelate that?
It's your
Kevin?
leg. Oh, it's nothing. Pulled a muscle dodging boomerangs. Goes with the territory, you know. Yeah. So, Captain N, is this the famous zapper I've heard so much about? I thought you wiped him out for good. Need help, but Zelda insisted.
Link, you know Ganon's.
Oh,
Hello, nurse.
yeah. Oh, she's got the
Creatures
bleach
have
cloth
vowed to
on
get
her.
revenge on you for defeating their master.
Oh gosh, I like the '80s were an interesting time.
Yeah.
Gotta stretch them out, cinema style. That's what she said.
Boing.
I had the adventure that's like the Super Mario show. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh gosh. Chris, did you ever eat the Super Mario Brothers cereal system?
Nintendo, it's a cereal. No, Nintendo. Yeah, yeah. One side of it was like the nerd cereal. It was 2 cereals in one.
Yeah, I'm. Oh God, Keely's Unleash the Ducks.
That's right.
Speaking of ducks, this is totally. Yeah, so we're at the 2:46 mark. Let's just go for 3 hours. We'll call it a day because I think we can still talk. Do you remember the Mighty Ducks movies?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like apparently, like you know how they did like the recent series. Emilio Estevez hated it.
Really?
Yeah, because it was a modern audience reboot.
Oh.
So my sisters had like an inside joke, like they'd just be hanging out, and all of a sudden one of them would scream, "The goalie!" It's a reference to Mighty Ducks 2. Just the way he says it or whatever. It's like it was like an inside joke for my sisters.
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm looking up the clip right now. Let's see here. I heard a rumor that the live action. Really?
What's up?
A live action Gargoyles. Like what the frick?
Oh no. Well, I mean, they could have to CGI the Goliath and all the gargoyles, but like you could get a hottie to play Mazza.
Ooh. All right, here we go.
Goldberg. He gave it to the goaltender, Goldberg. Wait, it's not Goldberg.
It's was. Here, take it. Thanks.
The goalie!
There, that's it.
Goalie.
Yeah. Like I just searched Mighty Ducks 2 the goalie, and there is literally like a 47-second like snippet. So apparently it's a bigger thing than I thought. Oh gosh, but yeah, I remember those movies. Those were pretty fun. Like literally, Disney made an entire hockey team, you know, like for this whole thing. You know, like the Anaheim Ducks were a creation of Disney.
Yeah, yeah, that was. I remember going up to Anacrime and seeing that, and I'm like, wow, which came first? And like, clearly the movie.
Yeah. Like I remember in the 2000s, they were trying to distance themselves from like the Disney, like the Disney thing. Like nowadays, they're like, oh yeah, we'll do a throwback night where we wear the original jerseys. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh, you want to buy an original like Mighty Ducks thing with the Disney stuff on it? Oh yeah, sure, give us some money. You know, like. I honestly thought we were talking about the Mighty text, the animated superhero series. The what?
It probably was supposed to say Mighty Ducks, the animated series.
Puppy Floyd.
Yeah, yeah, they had.
I never watched too much of it, but I remember seeing the bumpers.
I'm surprised. Wild. I'm surprised they never tried to make that a part of the Disney Afternoon universe with DuckTales and Darkwing Duck and stuff.
I thought it was.
I never saw an episode with any kind of crossover or mention.
To be fair, none of the shows really had much crossover anyway. It was just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Disney Afternoon, that was a special time.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shame that like kids won't like Michael Eisner was the magical period of Disney. When they ousted his ass, Disney went to shit.
To be fair, it was Michael Eisner and Frank Wells that made that magic. After Frank Wells died, and basically Katzenberg kind of jumped ship to DreamWorks.
Yep.
It was because Frank Wells allowed Eisner to do all his creative stuff, because Frank Wells was the logistics guy. He was a business guy. He was handling all the boring stuff that allowed Eisner to do all the creative stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when Frank Wells dies, like, you can literally tell as soon as Frank Wells dies, that's kind of when the shift happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The magical world of Disney, Disney Afternoon, all that stuff just went away.
Yeah, and like the parks, everything kind of, just kind of went downhill.
Dude, seriously, like that was an icon. Like, that was a cultural point. And like, remember all the video games they made after the Disney Afternoon, like the DuckTales games, Rescue Rangers, like
the Darkwing Duck. They literally just used the Mega Man engine, but it still worked.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean, who thought Disney had the balls? Yeah, the Rescue Rangers. Yeah, but like Disney had the balls to make the Shadow out of a cartoon out of the Shadow.
Well, Darkwing Duck was. You talking about Darkwing Duck?
Yeah, he was a pulp.
He's Batman. He's Batman. It's literally just like a Batman thing.
Well, it's pre-Batman. It's like, that's literally the Shadow. I am the terror that stalks the night. Instead, he's like, I'm the terror that quacks in the night. And it's like, oh my god, it's the same. Like, that's awesome. And it taught a whole new generation of like.
I'll be honest. I would love to have a Darkwing Duck Screecher crossover.
Yeah, there you go. And then Gizmo Duck and Launchpad and
Dynamite. Yeah. Oh, Moana. That came out of left field.
Yeah.
I think I watched Moana once. I think like a girl I was dating at the time made me watch it. It was okay, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Big Hero 6. I think that was a great movie.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why Disney didn't do more of that, because like they took a Marvel property and made an animated movie about it. I don't know why they didn't do more of that. Like, imagine a Gen X or a Power Pack Disney movie, or like what's another like Marvel kind of thing that, like, if they made a Disney property of it, it could work really well. What do you think?
Marvel wise, they make a Disney property of it?
Because you got to remember, Big Hero 6 was like a dead property. Like, it was like 90s and 2000s. Like, it was dead, so like they could do whatever they wanted with that one.
Howard the Duck.
Rom. Cass had that Pixar ass. I don't know.
The dump truck ass that the Pixar.
I love one of my favorite moments in The Incredibles is when Mrs. Incredible, like, she just takes a second to like look at her ass, like, oh. How that scene got in the movie, I have no idea how that slipped through. Also, the fact that like Mrs. Incredible, she can make it as big as she wants.
She's like the J-Lo ass today.
I mean, with how strong Bob is, so you got to be really elastic to deal with him.
That superhero cervix is the only thing that can withstand Bob's pounding.
I guess you could say Helen is a real woman of Kleenex. You know what I just did there, right?
Yeah.
Even the cat approves. Even your cat approves.
Yeah, he like jumped on me. Get over here. There you go. The imagine like the porn parody of The Incredibles. It really didn't need to do much. It's like, yeah, that ass, man.
The Rule 34.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
I know. It's in the same section with all the Overwatch stuff.
Oh my dude, that's the only thing that's kept that Overwatch thing alive. That game went straight to shit.
So here's what I love is Overwatch is like, oh, we want more inclusive costumes. We're gonna like not be sexual with them. We're gonna cover it up. Marvel Rivals comes out, makes like $1 billion. Oh look, we're introducing sexy outfits again. It's totally not because of Marvel Rivals.
Well, dude, like the Blizzard's been hijacked, man. Like I saw this shit on their LinkedIn.
On an unrelated note, superhero cervix, new life goal.
The Kegel exercises alone are supernatural. Yeah, I saw what's at Blizzard right now, and they're wholly incapable of doing anything good. I'm sorry, but
like honestly,
they're activists. They're not.
They should
developers.
honestly, Overwatch 2 needs to be. If this happened in literally any other administration, Blizzard would have been investigated for fraud, advertising fraud.
Well, they stole a game. Yeah, they stole Overwatch 1, and then they promised that they were going to have like a single player game and everything and all this shit, and that completely did not happen. Yeah, dude, screw them. Like Blizzard doesn't. It's so sad because that was like the pinnacle of game development back when I was in video games. Like everybody wanted to work for Blizzard. It was like in awe. When I was in the Blizzard campus. Yeah, when I visited the Blizzard campus, I thought I was in freaking Graceland. You know, I was like, this is amazing. This is the best place ever. And now, like, screw them, man. They can't make shit for games.
Do you all not have phones? Like,
yeah.
How far up your ass do you need to be to make a comment like that?
How about the one J. Allen Brack said? You think you do, but you don't. You just told the customer that I know better than you.
No, that's just J. Allen Brack being an asshole. That's not ignorance. That's not like just naivete. Like the guy who did not have phones. That was just more just blissful. Like I think that's like I don't think it was trying to be malice about it. Out of touch.
He's like,
but J. Allen Brack was deliberately being an asshole about that.
It's so tiring. Like their ego. Like okay, here's the thing: is like egos are tolerable to me if you can earn them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Bruce Lee was a cocky son of a bitch. But the man knew martial arts that would
like Gene Simmons. Like Gene Simmons is probably he has
the guy's made millions.
He has an ego the size of Texas. Dave Grohl has a motherfucking ego, but he's been in 2 of the greatest bands of all time.
Yeah,
2. Like literally, just being the drummer for Nirvana would be enough to give him an ego. But also Foo Fighters.
And then you look at these guys, and you're like, where do you get off with these huge egos and this condescension and all this shit? You haven't made anything worthwhile. You are standing on the corpses of giants.
Like Chris Metzen, he could have an ego.
Yeah, he built this shit.
But he's like, he comes across kind of like a nice guy. Like he can have his moments, but like I'm sure if you met him, he'd probably be a nice guy.
Well, the whole OG Blizzard team, back in Silicon and Synapse days, when they worked and made the DC games and Rock and Roll Racing and all that shit, Blackthorn, like those were guys that earned their wings. Like you had Rob Pardo, okay, the guy was like a high school dropout, okay, and the dude was a genius at game design. So clearly, like he earned his shit. If he wanted to be an arrogant prick, fine, he's a prick or whatever. But at least you could be like, dude, he made good shit. It's tolerable. I can't say the same about anything that's come out of Blizzard in the last decade. Everything has been trash.
Literally the best things they've done is just re-release their old shit. Like Diablo 2 remastered, a good product. That was Vicarious Visions. Like here's the thing, Vicarious Visions. They redid Tony Hawk, and then they redid Diablo 2 and actually did a good job with it. You know what the reward is? Call of Duty Mines.
Well, not only that, but like they can't even do their remakes, dude. Fucking Reforged there, Warcraft 3 was utter shit. And they stole all they forced everybody to upgrade to Reforged that had the BattleNet thing of the original Diablo.
You know what I have
Warcraft
to say 3? To you stealing Warcraft 3 from me?
Yeah, like I have these game discs that when I try to install it, it's like, nope, go to the Blizzard the Blizzard app or whatever the hell it's called, battle.net originally.
Here it is. I thought I didn't have it. Yep, I got it. Hey Blizzard, you want to steal Warcraft 3 from me? You really want to try and steal Warcraft 3 from me? Try and take this out of my dead hands.
Well, when you go to install it, it'll throw up an error. It's like goes to look for a patch. It's like install battle.net.
No, this is the old one. No.
Yeah, you don't want to show that. Don't worry.
It's an old game. Who cares at this point? But still.
Yeah, but it's like the game doesn't work on Windows 10 or 11. You have to get all sorts of patches to get it to work. And if you wanted to like legitimately add that to your BattleNet collection to be part of the Blizzard, like legit Blizzard games, so you can play online and stuff, they're like, nope, we're gonna force Reforged on you. I'm like, no, screw you,
Right.
And honestly, that the Diablo 2 thing, they made the sexy Amazon look like Willem Dafoe. Like they desexed the game, and I'm like, screw
Nathan,
this.
the last good WoW expansion was Legion. That was the last hurrah Blizzard. That was the last good expansion.
I have all of the expansions up until the last couple ones, and like I think the straw that broke the camel's back for me was the Battle for Azeroth.
Yeah,
like it didn't even come with an art book.
Battle for Azeroth is pretty bad because like they made Sylvanas a villain, and then it's literally two different expansions because it starts off like, oh, we're bringing back the Warcraft 3. The Warfronts were a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then like halfway through, they did like this pivot. Like, oh, this is actually an Old Gods expansion. You're going to Nyalotha. Oh, we're going to kill Queen Azara. She gets one raid when literally you could do an entire expansion around her.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you get one raid, and then she literally dies.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Like, Queen Azara is literally like a Arthas level villain.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been to Azara, yeah.
Queen Azara is on the same level as Arthas, Illidan, all those like really classic villains.
Yeah, she's the one that created the Naga.
She started the War of the Ancients because she welcomed Sargeras because she was the Night Elf Queen. I know little WoW lore.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, dude, the WoW, like, I'm sorry, but after Wrath, I just stopped caring. Like when they got these like douchebags that came in and started writing, like, what was it? The dude from EverQuest there? What the hell was his name?
Like Morheim?
No, Morheim was awesome, but no, there was a community manager that gotten good with a baseball player, and then they artificially propelled his career to be like, his name was like more. What the fuck was it?
Well, the problem is Chris Metzen was a lore guy, and then like I think after Cataclysm, well, I think it was like it was Warlords of Draenor. Is basically
Morgard. There we go. Morgard. Yeah, that was the name of the guy that took over the writing of the lore, and it went so bad. It went like, dude, this is an EverQuest guy. Okay, first of all, EverQuest sucks. I'm sorry. OG EverQuest, it got its thing because it was the first out the gate with besides Meridian and all that.
You can literally tell the moment Chris Metzen left, like because even if you look at Warlords of Draenor, it's got some pretty solid lore, and the thing is, even Legion has some solid lore, but that's only because Legion and Warlords of Draenor were kind of developed at the same time, and also they ended Warlords of Draenor early to work on Legion. That's why Legion's actually kind of good because it had a little more time in the oven.
Dude, I was like, when you started making the Ancients or the Titans robots and stuff, and they're all named after Blizzard people, like, oh god, like. That and they lost track of one. This happened at Ubisoft too when we were talking about Assassin's Creed. I hate when you get these auteur, and I can't say the term, but it's art British cigarette. When you get those guys into your group that they know better than the creators, and we're going to take it in this new creative whatever, they always end up tarnishing and ruining the original core meta.
Also, the other problem is when you get these new writers, they don't want to play with the old toys. They want to make their own new toys. So
yeah, they want to leave their own stink.
Like that's what happened with Final Fantasy 14 with Dawn Trail. Like they basically had like Yoshi P was not as involved, so they created this character everybody hated.
Yeah,
and that's the thing with WoW is they started creating all these new characters that people didn't like.
But it was all softened and feminized because you had that soy boy there, Morgard. Writing all that crap, and
all the stuff with Anduin.
Dude, all you needed to the core meta of Warcraft is literally in the original game's title.
Orcs versus humans.
Yeah, you have the Horde versus the Alliance. Just make a compelling story for both sides that makes villains for the opposite, player base and heroes for their player. Like this is not that difficult to do, and they're like
literally the whole point in questing is you experience the Alliance side of the quest and the Horde side of the quest. Maybe every so often the Horde and Alliance have to team up for a bigger threat. That happens every so often. Okay, fine.
that was like all they did in like after Wrath of the Lich
And even
King,
when
you know,
even
after...
when they do try to, like, we want the faction conflict again, like with Cataclysm, you know, like, oh, Garrosh is trying to mine logs in a jar, and that's kind of the thing, and like, oh no, Sylvanas is doing the War of the Thorns, you know, this is like really interesting war that's entirely told off screen or in like pre-patch stuff, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind the Garrosh Hellscream stuff. I thought that was kind of cool, but like, it just they forgot what made Warcraft Warcraft. Like, do you remember that video a long time ago of the guy from the lead singer of Cannibal Corpse? And he was talking about how he plays on the Horde side because he thinks the Alliance is a bunch of British cigarettes. And like, you know, he's like, if I ever see them floppy-eared, purple-skinned motherfuckers in my, I'm gonna, you know, and
I'm
all this
Horde
stuff.
as well. I play Horde as well because, the Alliance are a bunch of self-obsessed, pompous assholes.
Well, we don't like. I guarantee you that lead singer of Cannibal Corpse is no longer playing Warcraft or World of Warcraft anymore because the whole game, the Horde and everything got all pussified, feminized,
and
soft,
the other
and
problem is they had a revolving chair of Alliance leaders. Like okay, they had like one change in the leader of the Alliance. They killed off Varian, Anduin as a leader. They had one, but like every other expansion, the Horde leader was changed. It was Thrall. Like first it was Thrall, and then he stepped aside because he was a shaman now. He was Green Jesus.
Yeah,
and then Garrosh, and then you had that thing. Then you had Vol'jin, who I'm a Vol'jin fanboy, and it's like
it's Sourfang,
and like he has nothing to do in Warlords of Draenor. He shows up like once at your table, does nothing, and then in Legion, in the intro cinematic, in the intro thing, he dies to a trash mob, not to a boss. Like Varian, he gets this whole heroic sacrifice where like the giant Fell Reaver is trying to like take the boat, so he dives in, destroys the Fell Reaver, and like Gil'Daren's like died for nothing. It's like for the Alliance, and then explodes him. He gets like this whole heroic thing. Like I'm Horde, and I thought it was freaking awesome. I was a boy in blue for that one, and then like he like basically randomly Thrall gets a thing to stab through him, and he gets poisoned, and the Loa tells him, and then we learn later it was the jailer or whatnot. God, I'm sorry.
So dumb. Yeah, like, and then
retcons upon retcons upon retcons.
Well, that's what Denuzer did there. Freaking Steve Denuzer, Morgard. Like, dude, like, I'm sorry, but he's a good office politician. He can, climb the corporate ladder, kiss the right ass, and all that stuff. But clearly, dude, he pissed off so many. I had friends and coworkers that were diehard Warcraft fans. Like, they knew the lore of the back of their hand, all that shit. And after, like, when we started getting into, like, post Cataclysm and all that other stuff, like, yeah, I'm done. I'm out. And
the only good thing about BFA was Varrock Sourfang storyline. That was legit a good storyline. The whole old soldier, the stuff about because like his son got turned into a Death Knight. He wanted an honorable death, and like he died in a Makar Sylvanas, but he got hurt to reveal that kind of thing. Like they gave Varrock a good death. Like that whole storyline with him was kind of good. Like I'll give them that part. Oh gosh.
But yeah, and then all then they started adding in furries, and they started adding in like these
the allied races. Because like I mean they're started you have literal foxes.
The Phoenix or
the Volpera, and then
the Volpera.
Yeah, and then they also do like, oh, you can do Tauren, but with moose antlers.
Yeah, what? Who cares? Like, that's so stupid. Like, that looks like it could have been just a cosmetic object, like going to the.
And then it's also like, and it's like the Void Elves are basically just giving the Blood Elf models to the Alliance, and then the Nightborn are just giving the Night Elf models to the Horde.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Like the Night Elves and the Blood Elves have like slightly different models and whatnot.
Yep.
That's
and
all.
They never brought in the High Elves. Yeah.
Well, the High Elves aren't really a factor. Like basically, I mean, there's pockets of high elf population, but the high elves were named the blood elves.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing is like there still are high elves that exist on the Alliance, and it was funny because they used a night elf model in the OG Warcraft for a high elf.
Because Sylvanas had a high night elf model.
Yep. Oh yeah, then they nunned up Sylvanas. She used to be in like this like sexy like bikini thing.
So no, literally all they did is in Wrath of the Lich King they gave her own proper model, which she had like the belly exposed. Literally all they did is they put little leather thing around her waist. That's essentially what they did.
They gave her like a bustier or like what do they call that? The oh shit, I can't remember. It's the thing that made like 18th century or 19th century women like fucking faint all the time. Yeah, corset. They put her in a corset, and then they gave her leather pants and stuff, and it was like, and then they like the more you see, like the newer the game is, the more and more clothes they put on her, and it's like, you never saw a Frazetta painting, have you? You never looked at a Boris Vallejo.
They did the same thing with Jaina. Like,
exactly.
Look at some of Jaina's. Like Jaina's model for the longest time, even up because like she left, she wasn't really a part of Warlords of Draenor. She made like 1 or 2 appearances. In Legion, she started it. I think it wasn't until BFA that she came back really into the lore.
Yeah, she got all nunned up. Yeah, and it's like that. You just you chased away your original Warcraft fans, like the OG people that liked the giant green death machine gorillas.
And that's the thing. Like Jaina has a really great story. Like she's one of those characters. Like she's been put through the ringer. Like literally, there is that situation where she was friends with the Horde, and then her father, Galen Proudmoore of Kulturas, came and wanted to kill the Horde, and she let them kill her father because he was evil.
Yeah, in the name
even
of
though it was the right thing to do, obviously letting some people kill your dad is going to mess you up in your head, Yeah. And then she was in love with Arthas, and then he became. All right, okay. I just gotta say this. Hail from the Iron Seas! Don't forget to smash that like button. Yeah, smash that like button. Like you're smashing GL and Brack in the head. All right. But like, I don't know where I was going with this. But yeah, she was in love with Arthas, and he became the Lich King. It's like there's like this like the scene where you find like Jaina's locket, and like you give it back to Jaina, and she was like, he kept it all this time. He kept it, and like the voice actor says like a really amazing job. And it's like one of the cooler parts of BFA is she comes back to Kulturas. Yes, cheers, sir. And like all like they do this song like "Daughter of the Sea," where like she has to answer for all of her decisions, because like she's made all these compromises for everyone else, like for example, she was a ruler of Theramore, and then Garrosh essentially nuked it, because he had used the Sun Reaver to steal this focusing iris from Dalaran. And then Jaina got really mad as she almost destroyed Orgrimmar. She had to get talked out. Like she's like, there's interesting characters here that you can do stuff with, but they don't do it.
Well, that and everybody, all the positions of leadership are almost exclusively women now. It's like all these prominent. I'm like, really.
Arthas is your Darth Vader. Arthas is the Warcraft Darth Vader, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah, well, like that whole scene in Warcraft 3 where like, what are you doing, my son? And he's like, I'm succeeding you, my father. Yeah, and he freaking impales him. They don't even show the impaling, but like he's like a sick bastard. Yeah, like what he did was wrong, and I don't know. It turned from like a boys' game into a girls' game, and I'm like, I'm out.
Oh God! Wait, you've been listening to us the entire time you're working, naughty boy. Oh gosh. I'm not saying you guys are boring. This is the only thing that's making my time go by just fast. Well,
remember,
Oh
If
gosh.
you wipe it more than 3 times. No, just kidding.
But yeah, we probably should wrap up because we're way over time. Like it's 3 hours and 15 minutes in. Like it's good conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what's going to happen for the next 2 weeks. Next week is going to be July 4th. We're doing Captain America: The First Avenger. It's going to be Chris, me, and Jared is going to be there. And then the next week, I'll probably talk with Chris I'm going to be doing a con. So I'm going to try and do a Thursday night frenzy. That is a question mark. I got to talk to Chris after the stream, see if he's okay with it. But that's the idea. Chris will talk after the stream. So yeah, that's the plan. Tomorrow I'm doing KOTOR. Sunday we are doing talking about video game intros. And then on Tuesday we are doing an ode. We're basically playing a bunch of Super Nintendo games and anything else you request. If you can, please sign up. Please sign up for Screecher. Let me see how many followers we have currently. 13. Not bad. You guys are awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, not bad for a first day. So yeah, Chris, thank you for being great. Thank you, Nix, and everyone. Wait. When you get off, frequently. Hood or Raven, hook me up on Discord if you want to like chat about that kind of stuff. But yeah, thank you, and it's been a few things for us to remember. I can only show you the door. You let's walk through it.